Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Upgrade your membership to Gold. You will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian, Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the Corker Peter Low Shack, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dawn. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio is all. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Legend.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday, January 28th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Look at our guy, Chappie Funk. Then donate a vinyl DJ set for Pubapalooza. I love the sounds of that, man. I cannot. This is being in college basketball, it's been the worst month I've ever had in any sport in my history. And I can't. This could get in the way of Pubapalooza. Now, thank God, NBA running very hot. Thank God for the NFL football season. But good God. And what I should do is just, pack it in, say, oh, it's not my year. Instead, I have attacked the board once again, risking too much. But, Chappie, it is wonderful news to hear that you will be rocking with us at Pubapalooza 5, man. Love to hear that. I have copied and pasted that, Chappie. Usually it's just action. But I've copied and pasted that, Chappie. My man. Flank steak is play of the day. SGP. Houston Cougars spread and total. There is Dan Kelly here in the house. Says, let's write a movie about two different books rigging a game on opposite sides. That is funny. I got a trademark that. I just gotta get that shit written up fast, man. I can see it. Los Judy in the house. We got Wine at Time with his NCAA action. Wine Time will be back with us on Friday. The Wine Time returns. It's going to be, much more mature, lower voice. That's what happens when you have a first child here. Our guy, Wine Time in the house. Great to see all of you guys. I've copied and pasted all the action. Justin McKelvey stacks play today, number 1 and 2. Butler and the Spurs. The Gore call on California money line. You are on the opposite side of me. I'm on Florida State. So that's a great place to be. Sit back and you should get paid there on Cal. Swig, has it been confirmed that Reimer is starting? Because Yomark's been practicing and he was likely on a couple sites. I need to know that. We got free bands play day from Dougie Wise. We got Big Zoe in the house. Sham ready to get to work. Thank you guys for joining us. 9 Legacy. I got all your action copied and pasted. Ronnie Lofton in the house. It's a great idea. It's a great idea, man. We got Foxy Yero in the house. A Stead. K Wolf. Wow, Reimer confirmed. Wow. So did that change at all? The line? I mean, the line was moving towards. Fading Reimer is the best bet in the business. This line has been moving towards Ottawa. It still is. Oh, my God. It's flying towards Ottawa. Come on, Reimer. No mas, man. No mas. God, I got to. Well, we'll get into that here very quickly because we have NHL up first. Thank you guys so much for joining us. TJ saying Reimer confirmed now, too. Huh. I mean, come on. Wow. A lot to think about. We got Spooner's action here in the house. Spooner and I are 10 and 2 on correlated action so far this year. We didn't have one on Friday, did we? I can't remember if we had one on Friday. Spooner. But we have the Salukis. The Southern Illinois Salukis. We are both on the Salukis. Thank you for sharing that. There's Nordy in the house. Adams Digest. Let's get to work, folks. NHL, National Hockey League. Oh, it's been a great start to the week. I got crushed in college basketball last week, and it was difficult to handle. So I've not bet college basketball since Friday. And NHL and NBA are going very well. It doesn't take the pain away. It doesn't fix the bankroll immediately, but it has helped. We got Dwayne Szymanski in the house. Let's get to work in the National Hockey League. Please welcome our first guest of today's show. He starred on NFL Pub Hub this year. He's rocked the NHL on my show and on the Peter Loshak show. Loshak in the bag, not too far away either. Not too far away for Loshak in the bag to reunite. And our next guest has been starring in our Discord, starring in our chat. Now we cap the card together. Please welcome our guy, AM Sports Picks in the house. AM, what's good, man? How are you?
Good. Ready to get out this card, small card, but some good games here.
Well, on Friday, you had a big score with the Flyers plus 250. AM, we need you to heat up here with us.
Oh, I need it too.
It's okay. It's the right time. This is the right time to heat up. I really believe that we have an edge that will go away once the Olympic break is here. Let's roll. We start 7 p.m. Eastern. New York Rangers 22-25-6, 16-12-2 on the road. The New York Islanders 28-19-5, 14-9-2 at home. UBS Arena in Elmont, New York. I went 5-1 in my sides yesterday. The only side I lost was Predators in overtime, but I moved on unders against the market in the Toronto game for first period and full game, which very negatively affected my day. But I'm ready to rock right now here in this tiny card. I've got Johnny Quick and Ilya Sorokin listed. So let's get into the line history and discuss our first game on the board. I've only moved. Oh, wow. And that line's moved heavily against me.
It's Spencer Martin.
Is it Spencer Martin?
Yeah.
I'd rather have Spencer Martin in than Johnny Quick. But these line moves today are tricky. I don't know what to do with the Rangers right now. I had been fading them. They did show some heart against the Bruins. I'm not sure what to do. This line opened up with the Rangers at plus 128. They're now plus 110. Speaking of which, I have known what to do with the Rangers most of the year. It's the Islanders that have perplexed me at times. This total opened up at 6. It's now at 6.5. In the old days, I would be on an under. The Rangers have not scored a goal against the Islanders all year. This is game 3, and they've been shut out twice, 5-0 and 2-0. We have, for the Rangers, we'll start with their power play. Of all the things that have gone, and the Isles goalie's David Riddick. Wow. Okay, so Spencer Martin versus David Riddick. Thank you, Swiggy, and there's K. Wolf confirming that. Wow, okay. Well, that does explain this line move. Huh. Adams Digest says Rangers on the road, bet on Rangers at home, fade, but not against Sorokin. I don't know if it's that easy. I think, we made a lot of money fading the Rangers on this Western run. But let's talk about the Rangers. The only good thing they have all year long is their power play. Their power play has been strong, ranked 12th in the National Hockey League, 22.1%. Over the last 10 games, it's at 25.9%. It's been great. It was great even in that horrible road trip. Their penalty killing ranked 15th at 79.7%. Over the last 10, it's down to 76.9%. The Islanders' power play has been a problem all year, ranked 27th in the league, 15.9%. Over the last 10 games, it's at 16%. Their penalty killing has been very strong at 82.8%. And over the last 10 games, it's been elite, 88.9%, which would be the number one penalty kill in the National Hockey League if you carry that over an entire season. Islanders, so they beat them 5-0 at MSG on November 8th, beat them 2-0 at home on December 27th. Rangers snapped their 3-game losing streak with a 4-3 overtime win at home over the Bruins on Monday. Continue to be without goalie Igor Shesterkin, left winger Connor Sheary, depth center Adam Edstrom, and defenseman Adam Fox, who has lost enormous amounts of value. What a mess. I mean, your coach and general manager don't want you on Team USA of the top 8 or as a replacement when someone gets injured. Wild. Islanders snapped their 2-game losing streak with a 4-0 win at the Flyers on Monday. They made a trade with the Devils yesterday, Andre Palat. It's unclear if he'll be in the lineup, but we expect him to be. And they're dealing with injuries as well. We know that Palmieri, Engvall, and Romanov have been out all year. Now Ryan Pulock, Simon Holmstrom, and Callum Ritchie are all day to day. Lamont Williams in the house. It is great to see you, Lamont, my man. Take it away, AM. I mean, now that we have Spencer Martin in net, I would rather have Spencer Martin than Johnny Quick. So I think if it's your setup for Quick versus Sorokin, I think you really are thankful that you have Spencer Martin now against David Riddick. That doesn't entice me to move on either side or total at this point. Take it away. I mean, I used to think, God, these teams don't like each other. It's going to be jammed. It's going to be intense. It's going to be violent. It'll skew to defensive intensity and responsibility and accountability. I don't know if I can say that here. Line's gone from 6.5. Makes sense, I guess. Take it away for us here, AM Rangers Islanders.
Yeah, I kind of have similar thoughts. It's really hard to want to bet on the Rangers. I still think they're kind of a broken team.
Oh yeah.
I think that Bruins win was more so for that embarrassment that they took. I don't think it was anything more than that. They showed up for that game. I'm not sure that, they're all of a sudden a competent team. At the same time, though, I'm not really wanting to bet on the Islanders either in this form, especially as favorites at home. Honestly, the only thing that was really kind of catching my eye, I mean, the books already have shaded towards it, is the over. I mean, these are two bad goalies. I guess you could say Spencer Martin's better than Quick, but I don't. You look at what he's done. It's like it. It's if he's better, it's marginally. So. Yeah, I'd probably small lean towards the over. This is definitely a game I really don't. I just don't have anything on it. I'm no reason for me to force it here, so just a pass.
I don't see a reason to invest in this. I mean, is this just volatility 101? I mean, no, Goon, we're not, because Sorokin's not in net. Goon, it's not Sorokin or Quick. You're a bit late, but it's all good, Perky. Just take a second, regroup. So with all this being said, I am off this game. So let's roll on. That is Rangers Islanders. I mean, I watched Spencer Martin quite closely when he was a backup for the Canucks. I still think Riddick gives you, maybe actually, can you take it back, Jose, with the last graphic for 1 second? Now that I sit with it for a second longer, maybe it is actually the Islanders that should still be bet. I mean, Riddick is a better goaltender than Spencer Martin.
I mean, of recent, Riddick's been worse. But again, I can't. I'm not going to sit here and say the Rangers are the better team right now. I mean, they've been so bad. It's been pretty incredible to watch. A team that they have the players to be competitive, and they've just been. I mean, they look like they look like a team playing in the last 2 weeks of the season, completely out of the playoffs. Like that's how they're playing, and it's
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like they've given up. There's really no fight here. Yeah, they showed up to beat the Bruins, who they got embarrassed by a few weeks ago. I'm not really. Yeah, I just can't get there on any team, honestly.
Yeah, no, I get it, but our guy Lamont Williams is max parlay is Islanders on the puck line, Avalanche on the puck line. I'm gonna have to move past it. So I'm with you. Let's roll. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Our next spot on the board: Philadelphia Flyers 24-18-9, 12-9-4 on the road to Columbus Blue Jackets 24-20-7, 13-8-4 at home Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Vladar is listed, but he's missed 6 straight games. I was surprised to see him listed. I know that he's close. Supposedly, he could have backed up Urson on Monday. He's been practicing here. And, he was in the morning skate on Monday before the game. Do you have Vladar? Okay, Vladar confirmed, says, okay, well, first Merzlikins. I expected Merzlikins to be between the pipes. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why they're not just running with Jet Greaves over and over again, but I guess Bonus wants to put pressure on certain players and see who steps up. Justin McKelvey on the over 6.5. Kent Davis says he likes Philly here. Vladar back. But, in question, is he going to be rusty? I think that this line move is solely based on Urson to Vladar.
Yeah, that's what I saw it as. This is the line move is nothing more than just the goalies being confirmed.
I should have. And Sweetie said Columbus on 4 days rest. That played a part for me. That didn't bother me at all. Look, the new coach bump is still here with Rick Bowness, and Rick Tocchet will slowly suck the life out of his team in a Tortorella type way. Now, if you are a great hockey team, which Tocchet has never coached, but if you are a great hockey team, then maybe it's different. Maybe he can press the right buttons. He's never coached a great hockey team. The Canucks were pretty good at times. I think the Flyers are just a fade. The only way they'll stop being a fade is maybe if they come back from the Olympic break refreshed. We got Dougie Wise moving on Real Madrid here at minus 130. So let's get into this line history here. I'm on the Jackets. I've been betting the Jackets. I'm going to keep betting the Jackets. Their last game was canceled because of the storm, so they had 4 days off at home. This line's down to a -110. Obviously I should have waited. I got a terrible line. I got -135. Ugh. Ugly. From a total standpoint here, we have a 6.5 to -118 to the under. It opened up -120 to the under. A couple cent move to the over. Very, very, very small move here. K Wolf on the Jackets money line as well. So Philadelphia power play 30th in the National Hockey League, 15.6%. It's been bad. Over the last 10, it's been slightly better, 16.7%. But their penalty killing is getting worse as the season goes on. Over the last 10 games, down to 71.1%. Their penalty killing was sort of keeping their special teams together. Columbus's power play is ranked 18th at 19.8%. But Bonus has come in and brought some excitement into the forward group. Last 10 games, their power play is at 26.1%. Their penalty killing at 75.4%. Here we got MMA locker room. Millsy in the house. Did a great job on his prop shop NHL style, which you'll see more of this week. Then the penalty killing, 73.1%. It's been a problem all year. It's ranked 28th in the National Hockey League. So I could understand the expectation for goals now. I know it's not that I didn't before, but Merzlikins, Vladar hasn't. I know. Let's roll in. Flyers coming off ugly 4-0 loss at home to the Islanders on Monday. They've lost 8 of 10. One of those wins was last Friday, 7-3 at Colorado, of which you were on. So it's not. I mean, they stepped it up against the Colorado team that's playing as poorly as they played all year. Jackets have won 6 of 7, and they're a pretty healthy group. Dante Fabro, defenseman day-to-day with lower body injury. Brendan Smith's out until April with a knee injury, but it's a pretty healthy group. Take it away for us here, AM. Your thoughts for Flyers Jackets?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Blue Jackets have been playing really well. I think the line is still interesting either way. When I looked at this game, I did kind of expect the Blue Jackets to, even with the goalies, be a little bit more expensive. Situationally, I mean, I kind of worry if this is a bit of a flat spot for the Blue Jackets. They beat up on the Lightning, that's a top tier team in the East. And I mean, they whooped on them, put up 8 goals. And then on the other side, you have the Flyers. They had their flat spot after beating the Avalanche, got skunked, lost 4-0. I kind of think this is going to be a tight game. The other thing I thought of as well is, they've already openly talked about it. I can't remember the coach for the Blue Jackets name, but they know where they're at in the standings, and they want to focus. The big thing is focusing defensively. Yeah, they beat the Lightning 8-5, but I don't think that's the kind of hockey they want to play. So I kind of think the under is a bit of a sneaky look because all the stats will say this is going to go over with no problem. But I don't think that the Blue Jackets are going to be that over team that we've seen in the years past anymore, especially at home. I think they're going to be focused on these tight, low-scoring games. So I'll be leaning towards the under. I think the under is one of the better looks. I do have a small lean towards the Flyers as well, just because, like I said, I think this is a bit of a flat spot. Putting up 8 goals against the Lightning, and then sitting on that, feeling fat and happy is, I wouldn't be surprised if they just come in a little sleepy today. So, but I think the under is probably the best look.
It's valid, very valid here. Everything you said. I'll tell you what I think about this. First off, Adam's Digest saying Taka had such choice words for Zegras last game. He could come out firing it if he takes criticism to heart. What we learned about Zegras in Anaheim is that there's no heart. And I don't mean to be negative about him, but there's no fight back. Get me out of here. I want to be traded. So now he had some tough ass coaches and but so I that's first off. Secondly, when have the Flyers shown hard under Tocchet? They lost 7-2 at home to Tampa on Saturday, January 10th. They come back 2 nights later and lose 5-1. They lose 6-3 at Pittsburgh, their biggest rival. They come back 2 nights later and lose to the Rangers 6-3 at home. It's only the second time that they've been shut out all year. So it's not like, we have a lot of examples, but Rick Tocchet sucks the life out of hockey teams. Maybe it's because the modern day player is soft. I don't. I'm not blaming him. It seems like the NHL is a penchant for these, tough guys. It didn't work in Phoenix. It didn't work in Vancouver, and we'll see if it works in Philadelphia. So, I am embarrassed that I have a minus 135, but if the Flyers show heart here, well, I mean, like how? So when you moved on the Flyers, in that
I didn't. I'm on the under 6.5. That's what I've moved on.
No, but I mean when you moved on them in Colorado,
Yep.
They had played very good on that road trip.
Yes,
They lost to Vegas 2-1. They beat Vegas 2-1. They lose in overtime 5-4. Urson is playing for his career, for his job. Then they beat Colorado 7-3, and then what? They come home and it's back to their old self. So
yeah, I mean, I think that was definitely a flat spot, but I also, I mean, I agree with your sentiment somewhat. I mean, I don't know what to expect of them tonight. Like I said, it's just a lean for me. I think last game was just a pure flat spot. They didn't show up at all. I was on the Islanders then, just because I like, I thought it was a flat spot, but I wonder if, I mean, this could be pretty similar though for the Blue Jackets. This spot, I mean, 8-5 win over the Lightning is nothing to scoff at, even if it's a home game. I don't think they're going to have quite the same flat spot. But if this, the tight game that they dropped, I think that's kind of why the line has moved the way it has. I don't necessarily think that there's a bunch of sharp action coming in on Philly. I just think the books know that this is with the goaltenders. This is probably a little bit more volatile game, and this could be one that the Flyers sneak out. But I mean, when you look at both teams objectively, yeah, I mean, the Blue Jackets are definitely the better team. That's what gives, kind of gave me pause and made me look at it a little bit more. Was, I mean, just look at what they've done over the last, 3 weeks, and in what world is this even close to a pick 'em? So with the Flyers on the road nonetheless. So
yeah,
it's tricky.
The public is on Columbus. This line's moving towards the Flyers. We believe that it's based on the goaltending change to Vladar, who we'll see if he's ready to go after 6 games off. I'm fine with my Jackets. I'm backing Rick Bowness, 8th game in charge, keeping them sharp, getting some practice time. I'm uncomfortable with the public being on the Jackets in the line move. I'm explaining it based on goaltending. And
I think that's probably true, but I think the book's moving it is kind of telling you that because of the goaltending situation, it is a little bit more coin flippy than if it was Jet Greaves. I think if it was Jet Greaves, it's probably a smash spot Blue Jackets.
I agree.
So
I agree. We watched Urson play for his job. It's Merzlikins now. I mean, this dude, go back to the KHL. What's the under 6.5 for you, man?
I got minus 120.
Under 6.5 for AM at minus 120, and I'm on the Jackets minus 135. Our final spot on the card before we get into college basketball. We're going to start with that 2 p.m. game in college basketball. I have moved on it. And then we have Dabby Cab. Best bet time with Dabby Cab for a couple games. And then Jose and I will walk through the rest of my card. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Colorado Avalanche, 35-6-9, 15-4-5 on the road. The Ottawa Senators, 24-21-7, 12-10-4 at home. Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa, Ontario. I have one loss on the Fade Reimer train. And, when it was cashing last game, I told, a couple friends, I was like, this is the best fade in the business. And I find it very difficult to be persuaded out otherwise. I even said, too, when Solskjaer went in that I was like, no. I only fade Reimer. And that's all I've done. I don't so this move towards Ottawa, I'm going to fade. Maybe it's the sharp look. I mean, his numbers aren't horrible. 3.32 goals against average, 871 save percentage. I just don't believe in this, and I don't believe in him. There is our guy, the Godfather, in the house, really liking the Jazz plus 9.5. TJ on Colorado money line and the -1.5 says not going to concern himself with the market. I'm going to have to just take the Avs, and my double up won't be the -1.5. I'll decide. I don't think I need the -1. I think I'll just be the team total over. I think I'll just stick with this plan here. I'm not going to stop because the market is telling me to. So let's get into the line history here and hand this over to our guy AM. I'm not going to stop fading Reimer. It's ridiculous that he thinks he can just step in at 37. I mean, even if you were a number one goaltender and a strong goaltender, it would be difficult. Who could have done this? Hasek? Yeah. Who else? This total opened up 6.5 -112 to the over. It's now -124 to the over. A 12-cent move to the over. And then on the money line here, we have Colorado down to a -138. Now -135. I mean, it's just flying towards Ottawa, who are playing good hockey, coming off that 7-1 victory. I don't buy it. Colorado power play has been so bad. It's been so bad. It's ranked 28th in the NHL at 15.9%. The last 10, it's the worst in the National Hockey League at 12.1%. Horrible. Penalty killing at 78.3% over the last 10. Their penalty killing all year has been third in the National Hockey League. Ottawa power play has been ninth this year. But over their last 10, they've been falling off. They're just at 16.7%. And their penalty killing, which is ranked 30th in the league, has been horrific over the last 10 years, 66.7%. Now, Avalanche been dealing with injuries to Gabe Landeskog. We heard Steve G talking about the importance of their captain Landeskog and Devon Taves, and we're seeing it. Ross Colton also out. So this is their first rough patch of the year, coming out 4-1 win at the Leafs on Monday, but they'd lost 4 or 5 before that. This is game 2 of a 4-game road trip, and it's the first of a back-to-back. They play at Montreal tomorrow night. So who is in goal if it's first of a? I had Blackwood listed. Do we think it's Blackwood here?
I don't know. I really don't know who is goalie. I mean, I would assume it's probably Blackwood, but I don't know.
The Sens are a Blackwood confirmed. Thank you, Sweetie. So Blackwood being great. 14, 3-1, 2.4 goals against average, 9-11 save percentage, 2 shutouts. But look, I get it. It's a sharp move to Ottawa. Ottawa Senators are a sharp play. But I've made a lot of money fading Reimer. I'm not going to stop under any circumstances. So I'm going to see how far this line moves. When's that low point? And I will also be on the Avalanche team total over, which I imagine will be expensive. Take it away, AM, our last spot on the board.
Yeah, so there was two things I was looking at, which was Senators and the over. But when I looked at the over a little bit more close, both these teams play towards the under in this situation. Senators at home are an under team, and Avalanche on the road are an under team. Optically, this is it's a tough bet to place. I know James Reimer's been really bad, but I have a really hard time getting past, the market is also agreeing with it. But I mean, this Senators team got spanked, 8-2, just a few weeks ago. I think this is a bit of a, nasty revenge spot. Even though both these teams do play towards the under, I think this is a game that's got some bad blood in it. I think I'm probably going to move on the Senators, but I haven't pulled the trigger just yet. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer, see what I like. Because like I said, I think even the overs, I think either way there's going to be goals. It's just the stats don't get you there. All the numbers say that this is an under game. I'll move on the over. I think the over I can get a little bit more approval from, just because I think, the stats don't show that this is going to be an over, but I think there are going to be goals. I think this is a pissed off Senators team, and I think either way there's goals, especially with a Reimer in net. And so I'll move on the over. It is juice though. Let me tell you. I can get a -125. It looks like, so I'll do that. And I do have a lean towards the Senators though. The one thing I will say is if you look when Colorado's priced like this, this is when they lose, especially on the road.
Yeah.
You look at just when they've been priced under -150. This is like specifically that when they lose. Lost at Utah -144. Let's see. Lost at Panthers -146. Lost at Tampa -113. You're probably not really going to see them as dogs this season based on what they've done, but I think just the spot alone, I think is probably a little bit of a center spot, but I'm going to take the over -125.
So over 6.5 here for AM. Over 6.5 -125. Maybe I'd be better off just taking that team total, but Reimer's the problem.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm getting myself to the over as well. I mean, it's hard for me to look past Reimer. I think he's going to give up goals either way. It's just hard to imagine that he just stonewalls Avalanche. You know what I mean? Like, on his best night, he's still allowing probably 3. So, but like I said, I think this is a game that's, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more penalties, power plays.
You bringing up that 8-2 game is important and very relevant on the 8th of January. I would never be on the Avalanche in this spot with the line moving against them. I kind of like fading Ottawa for 7-1 win, but I would never be on Avalanche coming off a win, playing at Bell Center tomorrow night, all of that. But I am going to fade Reimer again and again. Wu-Tang again. So I'm going to do that here as soon as the show's over. I want to see how far this line goes. We do have bet number 3 from Money Mills. Made his debut here from the Mills NHL Prop Shop on Friday, and he's got action on this game. Avalanche, Ottawa, Senators. Jose, take it away.
All right. Ice. And we're back on the ice. And that's the best thing to bet on today. Why? Because think about it. It's just like going in a grocery store. When you get to that ice cream section, that's the best section. Let's get it started, man. Colorado Avalanche taking on Ottawa Senators. Who you like today? Nathan MacKinnon. How can you not? 38 goals on the season, first in stats, 50 in assists, 88 points. Now, when you look at Ottawa, how they line up, they're giving up about 25 shots against per goal per game. Now, Colorado Avalanche are putting up way more than that, 34 shots against per goal in their last couple of games out. Now, the goalie for Ottawa, they're going to have their main guy back, Linus Ullmark. He's back with the team, but they're going with the backup, I want to say, Livia Merlin. Now, when you look at this, Ottawa's team, they have the lowest save percentage at the bottom of the league. Not just that. Now, their goalie, when he's not consistently tracking shots well, he's giving these other players rebound opportunities to inflate those totals for the shots to go over. Nathan MacKinnon, he hasn't been over his shots on goal in his last 5 games at a consistent rate, but against the Ottawa Senators, he actually has. In the last 3 years, he's went over this prop. Some games he even had 9. He's been averaging about 5. Now, Nathan MacKinnon, the team hasn't been playing good either, man. They're 2-3 in their last 5. You're going to go out there. You're going to give me at least 4 or more goals in this spot. Now, this has just been Mills on the Ice with Jimmy the Bag. Let's go ahead and give you that bag. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Nate MacKinnon here is being backed by Money Mills in this one. And I get it. I also am going to fade Reimer. So there we have it here. AM on the over 6.5 -125. Justin McKelvey joining you on that AM. We have the MacKinnon prop here from Money Mills. I'm going to be on the Avs money line team total over. Then we have AM on the under 6.5 in Flyers Jackets. And we have stayed off of the Rangers Islanders. AM, thank you for your time, my man. Love capping with you. I'm going to pop your X handle here in the chat. Support our guy AM Sports Picks. AM, any last words for the Cappers supporting the show?
Let's get that money. Let's have a good day, guys.
There he is, our guy AM Sports Picks in the house. Let me just throw his X handle here. Oh, shit. Sorry. Let me throw his X handle here in the chat. Support our guy. Let's go in. There we go. All right. It's time to move on to college basketball. The Grambling game postponed, unfortunately. There's Wager Detective in the house. Great to see you, Wager Detective. And my man, the producer of the show, The Backbone, Pub Sports Radio, going to hold us down here for the first game. Then Dabby Cab's going to come on. We're going to do a couple best bets with Dabby Cab. 2 very interesting games that I haven't moved on. Then we're going to move on to back with my man Jose in the college basketball here. So without further ado, let's bring him on right now. Please welcome our guy, Mr. Jose Bouquet, our dealer now at Pubapalooza. Going to take some of the stress. Ooh, let's see that. Is that the... Oh, that's just a pack. Okay, that's just a pack.
Pack of cards, yeah.
Yeah, you are you getting a shuffler?
I am. $7. Who would have thought? I thought those would be much more expensive.
And do we think a $7 shuffler will work?
We'll hope so. We'll hope so. We'll hope so indeed. But the hand speed will be out of the... We'll have 2 decks going. You give it to the robot, let them do the thing. And saturated, if you come, I will deal topless. I'll make that promise to you and you alone.
That table will be empty.
I disagree.
Empty.
I disagree.
It will be empty. There's
I think the
Show.
action will bring people in.
There's Big Show, the professional dealer, who you've learned a lot from.
Yes. Yeah. Big Show, watch out. I'm coming for your career with me and my robot army.
Big Show is a pro dealer. He's very, very good. I can't wait. We're going to be playing poker nonstop here. But let's get to work. So on Friday, was it Friday or Thursday? Friday. It was Friday. Friday, I wanted the first half under and the full game under in that first game, that App State debacle. And I was just so snake bit that I didn't move on it. And this is the single worst month I've ever had in a sport in my entire career. I've never had a 40 unit swing in a month ever. And so I decided that I can't just sit around and be a little bitch. I have to keep risking here until it's just egregious. Now, obviously, my record is just disgusting now. But all of that here, I am moving on this game at 2 p.m. Eastern. I am going to make this money, or at least attempt to. So let's get to work, Jose. Set us up for our 2 p.m. game. We have tip-off in an hour, 14 minutes. The Grambling game was postponed, unfortunately. So this is what we have to work with. So, Jose, set the table for us.
Sure. We're talking Mississippi Valley State versus Southern here. Southern are 21-point favorites here going into this game. So let's check out where the lines have moved. I have to give my things a quick refresh just to make sure that we are on the right and accurate data here. For Mississippi Valley State, I'd be a little surprised. No market information when it comes to side and totals where people are betting in that aspect. But we will see where the line has moved to. I have a 21 opener. I'm seeing 21.5s across the board except for bookmaker here. Was a 23 at one point, but came down from that 23 back down to 20.5, 21. Across the board here.
So we know that the Delta Devils are probably the worst team in the nation. And Greg Ivory's been coaching there since 2022. He was at Arkansas Pine Bluff for 9 or 10 years before that. And these teams haven't played each other this year. My focus on today's card here, and we'll see how this. God, I feel sick, but we'll see how this works. But I want to attack the spots where the team, with the worst statistical profile is facing an opponent that they've lost to on the road, and now are facing at home. And I've focused a lot on that here. But here, to me, this was about this. And I was like, I could just leave this game alone, but I have an angle. And when you have an angle, you're like, God, I got to move forward with it. So the big part of this to me is that these Delta Devils have been off for 9 days. And when you're at 1-19 and 0-6 in the SWAC and, just losing and losing and losing, their only win was not against I tell you know who their win was against?
Who?
The Mississippi University for Women.
Ah, wow. I'd be interested in watching the game film in that game.
They have a men's team there now. I should stay focused here, but it's still called the Mississippi University for Women. But
I respect that.
9 days of practice here. They've also played some teams tough. They went to Prairie View A&M and lost by a point. It's hard to find times they play teams tough. They went to Texas A&M and put up 84 points. Now they've had 9 days off, and they come in to Southern, who's going to completely overlook them. This is the worst team in the country. And I think that Ivory, who's a tough dude, man, should be able to put together. I think they're going to play a good 20 minutes of basketball. I know, Justin. I know that. I knew that was going to help. The very last game they played, 62-48 at home versus Florida A&M. They came on in the second half. Look, this team can't shoot. They shot 31% from the field now on. But the 9 days, it's a refresher. Southern just played Ivory's old team, Arkansas Pine Bluffs, and lost 75-74 in a game that Southern was supposed to win. So it's not the perfect situation that one. Southern was minus 8.5 point favorites, now 9.5 point favorites. I moved on Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils first half plus 12.5. I bet it here at 365. It wasn't available in a lot of books. It's now at 12. That's okay. That's kind of nice to see. But I do believe here. I do believe that Ivory will get something out of them because they've had 9 days off. If they hadn't had 9 days off, the weight of losing would just continue. They just keep losing. It's nice to take a break. And that's why it's going to be hard to fade the worst teams in the NHL after the Olympic break right off the hop, because they'll have had a break and reset. We know Southern will overlook this terrible Delta Devils team. I need 20 minutes of basketball here from Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. I'm on the plus 12.5, minus 115. And that's how yes, Kelly, pulling out the lipstick early on the card. So
you
that's
know what they
first
say about
bet.
Ebony and Ivory, Jimmy. You know what they say.
What do they say?
They go together in perfect harmony.
Okay, that's nice to hear. That's nice. Jose, thank you for the setup here. Jose will be back after we have Dabby Cab's best bets. Jose, thank you, my man. That's my first bet on the board. Also, we're going to be able to live bet it here because it pops off in an hour and 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
That was Dabby Cab. By the way, Thomas Rooney has asked a question I have to answer. Thomas Rooney, how was Vegas? He asked me. Yeah. Thomas, a Vegas prostitute grabbed my ass and told me it was fat. So I'm still living off that high, Jimmy. It's been a few weeks, but still living off that high.
Been too long. I think it's been too long.
Still living off that high. It was great. Firmly grasped it and said, "Baby, get that fat ass over here." I did.
I think it's been too long. What's the best way to not think about Jose's interaction with the street hooker is to talk about the taint play of the day. It is in. Taint play of the day is Wisconsin team total over 78.5. Taint play of the day, Wisconsin team total over 78.5. All right, let's get to college basketball. We have the triumphant return of our next guest. It's been too long since he has rocked with us. I'm excited to have him back in business. We have a small sample size of action from our next guest, and I'm looking forward to watch this record explode. And if you're seeing how bad I'm doing in college basketball, then he may understand how important it is for him to succeed here. It is important. Please welcome the star of Medicate Mondays. Man, we had a banger on Monday. A very, very profitable Medicate Monday we had with the squad. Also, all about the hoops on Saturdays. Please welcome our guy, Mr. Dabby Cab, to the show. Dabby, how are you?
Man, living good, Jimmy. Things are starting to thaw out. The bank account's growing a little bit. Man, it's been, for me in college basketball, I've heard you talk about yours. It's been all or nothing, man. I started fucking losing 2 out of my first 20 fucking bets, and then I didn't win a bet for 10 bets, and then now I'm 7-2. It has just been the same roller coaster it is. But this is the time of year where we got to lock in, man. It's February, basically about to be February, so we got this month to get ready for March. I got to make money here, man. As much as I do this because I love doing this with you guys, college basketball is where I got to make some profits. So let's get it.
Let's get it. I love the 2 games you picked. They are so interesting, especially the Georgia dog, the favorite. Why'd they open up his dog? We'll talk all about that. That is game 2. Game 1, let's roll with Daby Cab with the Baylor Bears, 11-8, 1-6 in the Big 12. At the Cincinnati Bearcats, 10-10, 2-5 in the Big 12. We're at Fifth Third Arena in Cincinnati, Ohio. Baylor coming up 3 straight losses. Last 2 came at home. They lost badly, 92-73 to Texas Tech. And then on Saturday, they lost 97-90 to the Horned Frogs. Baylor just losing. They opened up as 3.5-point favorites, closed as 4.5-point favorites, allowed 59 points in the second half, and failed to menace. They've looked bad. We have the Cincinnati Bearcats off of 2 losses. They lost to Arizona 77-51. We watched Arizona look phenomenal again against BYU. I know they let that 19-point lead, dissipate, but then they lost 82-68 at Arizona State. A real ugly 2 games on the road. If you look at their last 2 home games, they were nice. Beat Colorado 77-68. Beat Iowa State 79-70. That was the big one. So here we go. Their one meeting this year with the Baylor Bears. Let's get this line history in here. We have, let's go here. Sorry, I can move over to college basketball. Line history. TJ did bet that first half on the Delta Devils. Puts a little more pressure on me. But we can work with that. We have Baylor now plus 3.5 minus 108. Open up at plus 4.5 yesterday, 2:38 p.m. Moved to 4:30. Moved to 3.5 this morning at 11. So we've had a full point move towards the Baylor Bears. It's very, very interesting. I guess it's buy low spots on both basketball teams. From a total standpoint here, we have a 147.5. This opened up at 147, dropped all the way down to 145.5. This was a 145.5 until 9 last night when it jumped up 2.5 points to 148. We're sitting here at 147.5. Also, this total has not moved a cent since 9:41 p.m. When we get to the cash flow, let's look at a couple different sites here. But, of course, the main one would be the board here. Odds Logic board is 77% of tickets and 76% of cash on Baylor. And look at this, 3.5s across the board, but not at Circa. They've dropped it to a 3. Wow. Now, they dropped it to a 3 at 11:11 a.m. So, hour and 40 minutes. No one followed suit. Since then, they've moved it 5 cents towards Cincinnati. They have 70% of tickets and 62% of cash on the Baylor Bears. They have no information on the total. When we come over here to action, you have 52% of tickets and 69% of cash on Baylor, and on the total we have 72% of tickets, 71% cash on the over. Daby Cab, let's get to work, my friend. Baylor Bearcats, Cincinnati, Ohio. Take it away.
What a game, man. So many thoughts here. So for it to be a buy low spot, right, that would imply that we expect the stock to rise on the team, right? If we're saying it's a buy low spot for either, whether it's Cincinnati or Baylor, that means we expect them to play better because they're at their bottom, right? Which they both are. You look at this Scott Drew team, this is not what we're used to seeing out of a Baylor basketball team, right? They've been competitive not only in the conference, but, for championships year in and year out. So this is, a big difference sitting at 11-8 right now. And like you said, 1-6 in conference. And then you got Cincinnati on the other side, 10-10. Look, Cincinnati they need to change some things there, because Cincinnati is usually a pretty good basketball school as well. Cincinnati is the team that you don't want on your schedule, and they still are sitting at 10-10. You don't want to travel to go play, on the road against this Cincinnati team. But that being said, Jimmy, we're talking about a team that is 352nd in free throw percentage, shooting 65.7%. They are 317th in field goal percentage, shooting 42.3%. They are averaging 72.6 points per game, which is 274th. Their 3-point percentage, you'd think, oh, maybe they can, shoot from deep. No, 337th in the league, shooting 30%. I mean, across the board, this Cincinnati team is just awful when it comes to shooting the basketball. Baylor, on the other hand, they've been able to put up points. They're not really playing any defense, is what I would say the issue is this year. They've been able to put up points through Cameron Carr and a couple of these other players. They had Isaiah Williams had a big game against TCU, put up 21 points, and he's somebody that we haven't really seen. With a team like Baylor, you have talent in the wings, okay? A Scott Drew team has players that we don't know about who can step up and play, like Williams putting up 21 points in that last game. And we're at an absolutely critical part in the season for Baylor. It's not over. You can look at 11-8 and they're 1-6 in conference and say, oh, their season's over. This isn't football. This is basketball. You can lose games. If Baylor can put together a run where they go beat Cincinnati on the road, they're going to have to go beat Kansas, right? They're going to have to go. They're going to have to win some of these really tough Big 12 games. Are they going to do it? I don't know. But could they? Yes, Jimmy, they could. And if they do that, they're still in the tournament here. Cincinnati, at best, they win this game and win a few more in conference and they make the NIT tournament. That's their best hope. Baylor, on the other hand, they're not done yet. They're down and out, and they're as far down and out as they can do. They lose this game, that might be the nail in the coffin. But that nail has not been set in the coffin yet. And because of that, I like Baylor here. I'm going to have to decide how I want to track these bets for you on your show. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm bet. I got 2 units on the game. One of them is on Cameron Carr over 17.5 points. He is, where is it? Hold on, I just lost it. He is averaging 20.4 points per game. And if you look at his last 10 games, he's hit 18 or more points in 6 out of the last 10 games. The 4 games that he didn't get to 18, he literally landed exactly on 17 points. So this 17 to 20 point range is his domain. Doesn't mean I guarantee that he cashes it, but I guarantee that he's close to it. And I love the bet. So I got a unit on Cameron Carr over 17.5 points. And then I split a unit between the money line and the points with Baylor. That's where I want to try and decide, because I know we can't do that for tracking, which is fine. I wouldn't either if I was you. So that's where I bet it. That's what I got to decide.
Sorry, can you say that last one more time?
I split a unit between the money line and the points with Baylor.
Okay. So I mean, how do you want to handle that?
Let's just do the points. We'll just take the points on the show.
Okay, let's see if we can get you more than that. Oh, we can't get you that 3.5, right? It was just that one book that was up. Let's see if we can get you a 4, 3.5s here across the board. And yes, 3.5s across the board. See if we can cut some vig at least at 3.5, or offer you the 4. See what that price will be. So let me just grab that quickly right now. First spot on the board, doubling down here is our guy Dabby Cab. So we have Carr over 17.5 points, and then we're gonna have here as well Baylor Bears. So let's grab this. Oh shoot, sorry. Let me just move this over here and let's see what we can offer you. So the Baylor plus 3, and we can get you a nice 4, I believe here. Plus 4, plus 3.5 at minus 104, plus 4 at minus 116, plus 3 at plus 102. What would you prefer? Dabby? I think you muted my man.
If I was putting $250 on what you just said, I'd probably just go ahead and take the minus 116. I know that might not be the right answer, but it's what I'd probably do.
I like flat numbers.
Yeah, so
Baylor plus 4 at minus 116. Here we go. Dutch boy fresh in the house. Great to see you, Dutch. And Spooner says -3.5, or sorry, +3.5 -110, +4.5 -129 are the best spots you can get onshore. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board here for our Dabby Cab. 7 p.m. Eastern. Tennessee Volunteers 13-6, 3-3 in the SEC. At the Georgia Bulldogs 16-4, 4-3 in the SEC. Athens, Georgia. We have Justin McKelvey, Kristen Hess's Bulldogs here. Let's set this one up because we had a very, very, very interesting move here from dog to favorite, which generally is something that is very appealing. But in this case, I don't understand why they opened up as dogs in the first place. And maybe Dabby can help us with that one. So let's get this one locked and loaded here. We'll start with the here we go. We'll start with the line history. We have let's come back. Wow, okay, so we have Georgia +1 right now. Look at this line move. So Georgia opened up at +1 at 3:09 p.m. 30 minutes later they were -2. And that was the high water mark. They didn't move back to 1.5 though. This is interesting. For 17 hours. This was sitting here at -2. 17 hours. Then it goes from -1.5 to a pick'em, and now Georgia are dogs again. Now we've had no movement. That's wild. Let's get to this total here for this one. From a total standpoint, we have a 159. Opened up at 158, got up to 160, and then dropped down to 159. And then cash flow wise here, we have, and I'll pull up the other spots so we can see from both. We have 65% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on Tennessee. Big bets being placed on Tennessee here for this one. The Volunteers coming off 79-73 win at Alabama on Saturday, while Georgia lost 87-67 at Texas. That stopped a 2-game winning streak. Now, Tennessee beat Texas 85-71 at home about a week and a half ago. So here we go. Georgia Bulldogs, Tennessee Volunteers. This is the only time they meet this year. Dabby Cab, take it away. Athens, Georgia.
You know, it's funny because you were asking why it flipped, like why was Georgia the favorite, right? I think that's what some people
I didn't know why they opened as a dog at home.
Oh, as a dog.
Okay, I thought they should have opened as a. I thought that -2 made sense to me. So I don't know when they opened up at +1. Usually that move from dog to favorite is something I will run to and want to bet. But here I was so confused as to why. Maybe you could help that.
I would, and I could be wrong on this. I don't have a strong, but I would have thought this would have been a 3.5 for Georgia, Jimmy. Honestly, like favored by 3.5 at home. Yeah. I mean, we see how hard college basketball is, right? And for those of you who aren't paying attention to what Georgia's doing, I mean, obviously, you know, you can see the rank, but they beat Arkansas easily by 24 points. They've already got a good win over South Carolina. They got a good win over Auburn. I know Auburn's having a down year, but still a good win. They beat Ole Miss. They boat raced Cincinnati. They had a 3-point loss to a pretty good Clemson team here. I mean, this is a legit team, right? They beat Missouri on the road, which is a good win. Now coming off that loss to Texas, coming back home, I could see this as a spot where people are really wanting to load up on Georgia. And let me say this, Stacks, I was wrong a couple weeks ago when I downed Georgia. This is a better basketball team than I thought. But all that being said, Jimmy, I took Tennessee in the first half plus a half a point. This is just a Rick Barnes team that I expect to get right. And they're in a situation right now where I know they're coming off a loss on the road at Alabama, which is a huge win. You could maybe look at a letdown spot. But if the coach is doing his job, he's letting his team know, hey, this is a better team than what we just played at Alabama. This is a team that we got to go beat right here. Coming off a tough Kentucky loss by 2 points the game before that. I think Rick Barnes has his team locked in here. This is not a Tennessee team that I expect to go very deep into the tournament. They are about even with this Georgia team, if I'm being honest. I think that these two teams are about even. I'm simply going off of my trust for Rick Barnes and Gillespie to have a big game. I think Tennessee keeps this close, and it comes down to the wire. So give me a half a point, and I'll take it.
First half, Tennessee. I mean, if I was betting this on market alone, and maybe it's enough to get there, I'd be on Tennessee. I just don't want to fade a team off of that kind of a loss. But I mean, the opening line didn't make sense. So that's a situation that we've been seeing Spoon doing all year where I expect this line to move to X. So yes, it moved X. And coming back tells me Tennessee is the spot here. You got +0.5 on your first half?
Mm-hmm.
Did you tweet it?
No, I haven't posted anything.
Oh, we can still get it. I can still get it. Okay, cool. I can still get it. I can get a +0.5 here at -115. Let me see if I can beat that. Here, what was the VIG on yours?
-108.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, it looks like the line's just. Oh wait, no, it's all over the place. All these books are all over the place. Oh yeah, I can get you -109 right now. So Cab moving on Tennessee, first half +0.5, -109. Urban Post says Georgia by 10. Says Georgia pace will be too much for Tennessee. Tennessee wants to slow it down. Says home team will dictate the pace. We have Matty Ice on the Georgia team total over 80.5. So that means that we have the corner of Matty Ice and Stacks Boulevard there on that over 80.5 on the team total. Well, I'm going to need more time to sit with this one, but I'm interested in being a part of the volunteer squad. There's my guy, just my 2 cents in the house. Dabby Cab, thank you. We'd like more of this. We'll work the schedule around your baseball practices. So let us know how to make that work. We need more of you here on the show. And as I have been falling apart dramatically, I need you.
We're gonna get it right here. This is just day one, Jimmy. We got a month to lock in right here, and then we're gonna dominate March, man. Dominate March.
I love it, man. I love it. There's our guy, Dabby Cab. Dabby, tell us a little bit about the hoops coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, man. Every Saturday, all about the hoops. Look, it's been predominantly college basketball, but maybe my guy Dutch, who I saw in the chat, shout out to Dutch, man. Killed it on the NBA. You and Dutch wrecked the NBA on Monday, Jimmy. Good shit, man. That was awesome to see. So shout out to both y'all.
I love capping with them. I'm gonna make sure from now on. I'll just give out the hockey picks right away. I'd like to cap the NBA with them on Monday, so I'll make sure from now on that the work's done.
Hell yeah. Well, we got wine time, man. We got Guns Picks who joins us. Billy's been jumping on. Billy knows his college basketball. Love capping with Billy. Our guy Gorky Kong still brings best bets, man. Saturday is a blast. We had a really good Saturday this last week. We're going to try and repeat it and keep making you guys money. But thank you, Jimmy, for having me. Thank you guys in the chat. Let's go get paid, man.
Let's get it. There he is, Dabby Cab, the Magic Man. And we bring back our guy, Jose Bouquet here. Jose, this next spot, this first spot is the corner of Spoons and Bag Boulevard. I can't remember what happened on Friday with Morgan and I, if we had any action together. I'm not sure if we did. We were 10-2 going into Friday when we have action together. And this is our lone spot here. Our lone spot. So set the table for us here. Northern Iowa Panthers, 13-8, 5-5 in the MVC. The Southern Illinois Salukis. We're in Carbondale, Illinois. The Salukis have been bad this year. 8-12, 2-7 in the MVC. I've had an okay read on them, and I loved seeing Spooner and I on it. So set the table for us, my man.
Yeah, sweet Carbondale, where they opened up at -1, seeing some -1.5s on the board here. Interesting, I should say BOL opened them up at 1. We got up to 2. Bodog opened it up at 2, now down to 1.5 there. So that's interesting. And Bookmaker 1.5 got up to 2, but 1.5. Excuse me, right now as well. As for if we have any market information, we actually do. We have 80% of the bets and 89% of the money on Southern Illinois, according to Wager Talk.
So this is an interesting spot here from our guy Spooner. He said this. He said they've been missing Calron House, who's one of their best players. He's day-to-day. He was day-to-day going into Sunday's game, and he had practiced 2 days in a row leading up to that. That game was postponed and canceled. So now he's had an extra few days to get right, and he's not missed any practice. So side angle here is Spooner believes the House will play today, and so they'll have their star player returning. So there's the first important angle here for this spot. Secondly, here, there's a couple things that I'm going to be focusing on with today's card. And, I've been trying to go over, what's been working and what hasn't been working. And obviously almost nothing's been working this month. But here we have a Salukis team that, oh no. Oh no, fuck. Okay, we got to stop. We just got a message here. Oh God. So our guy LJ has been in a car accident. It was in his work truck this morning. So he's in the hospital right now. He's stable, but he's banged up bad. She's letting us know so that we can reach out to him and send prayers and send our love to LJ. So let's just stop what we're doing. God, life can move real fast, man. And there's curveballs and things that are out of our control. If you could all take a second to reach out to him. No. Okay, sorry. I'm going to have just to reply to this very quickly. But if you could just all take a second and reach out to our guy, LJ. Sorry, this happens.
Yep, this is your moment to go send out that message, everyone. That's what I'm doing as well.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's scary stuff. So if we could all reach out to LJ. Oh man, it is scary stuff. So let's all take a second and give LJ as much love as we possibly can, and just get that recovery going. Oh man, that's awful. So he's stable, which is important, and it was from behind, so back and neck injuries. But so please reach out to our friend LJ, man. He's such an important guy. Such an important guy to our group. So, okay. Okay. So let's get back to business. But if you guys could take a second, reach out to this guy whom we love so dearly. All right. So the Salukis have lost 4 straight. This is not a spot where they're taking on Northern Iowa for a second time, which is something I've focused on in a lot of these spots. They don't play Northern Iowa again until February 21st, second to last game of the conference schedule. But they've been off for a week here. They're on this 4-game losing streak. Some of these games have been tough. They lost in overtime at home to Drake. They lost to Belmont by 5. And then, in comes Northern Iowa. When you look at the records here, and I know that we got a sense of why the situation is, with the star player looking like he will return here for the Salukis. But Northern Iowa was in a really bad way. They're coming off a home win versus Murray State just to take a little bit of pressure off them. This is a team that lost 5 straight games, and we're playing ugly basketball, shooting the ball terribly. So honestly, I'm happy that I get to fade them off of a home win versus Murray State. I think they're going to go right back to their losing ways, and they're going to lose to the Salukis here right now. So I am on the Salukis, and I got them on the money line -125. I didn't mess with the points here. A lot of love going out to our friend LJ. Chris Warren says, every day as a truck driver, we are able to pull the brakes and finish our day. Every day we are able to pull the brakes and finish our day is a blessing. Yeah, it's that's scary. And Tommy saying, we're not promised tomorrow. Enjoy every moment. Embrace every blessing. Never miss the opportunity to let someone know you love and care about them. And Chris said he was told that as a young truck driver. Thank you, guys. I see all this care and all this love for him. Sham says he seconds this. He's been trucking for 16 years. All this love is so important, man. I don't know where we'd be if we didn't have this group. So that means a lot. Means a lot. All right, Jose, my man, let's roll on. We head to Easton, Pennsylvania, Kirby Sports Center for our next spot on the board.
Yeah, Lafayette, Bucknell. Is that correct, Jimmy? You looked at me like it wasn't correct there. Worried.
No, I'm just thinking about. No, my head's sort of all over the place.
Oh, no worries there. Bucknell here. We've got no market information here when it comes to where people are betting, side and total there. And as for the market moves here, BOL opened this up at 3.5. And I have 4s. Well, I should say there's a 4 at BOL. Everywhere else, it's 3.5 still. Bookmaker opened up at a 3 there, is now minus 115 to that 3.5 here. Heritage minus 108 each way for that 3.5.
I need some legitimacy here and some winning here. Rob Free says Cal outright is the play day. So we have Rob Free and the Goracle on Cal. I do not like being on the other side, but I am. But I understand Florida State's being trash. But here, Bucknell, Lafayette. And so I'm going to have a different set of maybe a different spreadsheet. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to keep a very close eye on these spots that I'm betting. And I'm on Lafayette. They just lost at Bucknell 76-69 2 weeks ago, 2 Wednesdays ago. Since then, they beat up Holy Cross at home. They lost in overtime to Boston. And then they beat Lehigh 64-59. Or sorry, they lost to Lehigh 64-59 on the road. So they're coming back. They have not had very many home games. Not that it's that big of a deal in the Patriot League. But the last one was a loss to Boston University. And they almost got that back. You know, they went to Boston University, almost beat them, lost in overtime, still covered here. In that loss to Bucknell 2 weeks ago, they opened up I guess they opened up at 4.5 point dogs, close to 2.5. So the market liked them and believed in them, and they lose 76-69. They allowed Bucknell to shoot much better than Bucknell season averages. 55% Bucknell shot from 3. Bucknell shot 51 from the field. Lafayette shot 43 from the field, 41 from 3. And there were times when Lafayette was leading, you know, and in control, even late, even with 7 minutes into the second half, they were up. They were up. What was the score there? They were up 5. I just think it's revenge. I think this is Rebenga. I really believe in these spots. So I'm going to just start tracking them, just the Rebenga spots in conference as we're moving into the second half, or at least halfway through conference play. And this is the first one. So you can tell I'm just like shook because I paid minus 123 for the -3. So I mean, again, it's another sign of not really trusting the action too much. But I'm on the Leopards here at Kirby Sports Center in Easton, Pennsylvania. I'm on the Leopards -3 at minus 123. Jose, let's roll on, my man.
Let's roll on here to the Bonnies and Duquesne here. Bonnies, obviously headed up by Woj. There's 3.5 point dogs here against Duquesne, which I always read as Duquesne. -5 opener for Duquesne here has dropped down to -3.5 here. So money seemingly, hopefully for you, Bonnie's betters. Well, I guess if you were Bonnie betting, you want more of that money on Duquesne there. But 3.5s across the board after opening up at 5 here. No market information to know where the money is on this game either. But 5 to -3.5 is very interesting.
Yeah, and I followed it. But again, I paid for the 4. I stopped doing that after this one. That's the last one I did, but I paid for the 4 at -121. It's a flat 4. They're coming off getting destroyed by St. Louis. They'd look good in that home game before that at home versus Loyola Chicago. This is one where the market is just barking. Here you have a team that's 1-6 in conference play, going to play at Duquesne, who are 3-4 in conference play, and this line moving heavily towards Duquesne. Duquesne also, played St. Louis really tough in their last home game, played Dayton really tough. Why is this line the way it is? The line made no sense to me. The line moving towards St. Bonaventure, and these guys haven't played yet this year. And I took it and trusted it. Godfather says, let's go Bonnies. AM is on the under, says this total is too high. Yeah, no, I'm down with that, Nasty. Absolutely. Jerry Davis says, seems like Bonnie's spot, but I don't trust this team. Look, I get it. I completely get it. And maybe I'm putting too much faith in the market in this spot. But I'm on the Bonnies +4, coming off that bad loss to the Billikens, who look dynamite. And I know that the Billikens were upset at that game against Duquesne. They took it out on Bonaventure. Duquesne feels great about themselves. 3 strong games in a row, and I'm fading them here. So I'm on the Bonnies +4. I paid for -121. I mean, the market is screaming. What was the cash flow again?
We didn't get any in this game, unfortunately.
So I wouldn't mind just seeing here. One of the things about the Mississippi Valley State spot was when I looked at it at like 6:30 this morning, it was 80% of tickets in cash on Mississippi Valley State, the corner action. Now it had changed. It's gone back a little bit, back to Mississippi Valley State. But now all of a sudden I look back and it was like 54 and 54. So money coming in now on Southern, line not moving at all. And then here in this one, let's see if we get any information. And we do 32% of the tickets and 51% of the cash on St. Bonaventure. So Godfather says, I think this is a spot on the money line. I love hearing that. So I'm on the Bonnies here, +4, -121. Let's roll on, Jose.
We roll to our next game, Holy Cross versus Colgate, a battle of New England, I believe specifically Massachusetts over. They don't exactly know where Colgate is located, but I can tell you that there's no line information when it comes to where people are betting this game. Unfortunately so, and Colgate opened up at a 10 and now 10.5, 11-point favorites here. Where the anonymous gambler runs his shit, Jimmy, there's 11.5 on the board there. But 11, 10.5 still at BOL, but 11 seemingly everywhere else.
Well, this is the Colgate Raiders is a team that TJ follows very closely, also a league, a Patriot League that he follows very closely. He said, Colgate isn't pulling away from anyone at home. He said he sees 11s out there. He's going to wait. He also says they tend to get better at home as big favorites for some reason, but he's hoping for a 12. And then he didn't have first half lines available, but he was saying that that's what he was looking for was a first half line. Holy Cross, well, first off, Colgate coming off beating Boston University at home 80-79 in overtime. They beat up on Bucknell at home, but they haven't looked very good over the last 10 days or so, other than that one big victory here. And then this is Holy Cross's only time they're playing Colgate. The first time playing Colgate. They play them again on February 11th. So Holy Cross, they'd won 2 straight games. They won at American 84-73. American got their revenge at Holy Cross on Saturday 76-67. They beat Army 82-75. I know Army is bad, but if Army gets their revenge, that will be on Saturday. But here is Colgate vulnerable. I have not moved on this game. And TJ says that Bucknell spot was the one time he was on them at home. He has the first half lines now. So are you going to be moving on this? I'd be very interested, TJ, if you were moving on the first half. So the idea was that TJ was interested in fading his Colgate Raiders. And if he does, I think it's a priority that we know this. So he was leaning towards Holy Cross first half. And he says if I had one bet to make, it would be Holy Cross first half +6. So This is more of a situation where we can sit with it for longer. I've not moved on this game, but I thought it was pertinent information. So can we get Holy Cross first half +6? I kind of like the spot for them. I wish Colgate was coming off the smash and grab. They weren't. They're coming off that overtime victory over Boston University. But I'm interested. I'm interested in backing Holy Cross first half. So that's a game I've not moved on. Hamilton, New York, have not moved on. But we move on to our next spot on the board, Jose, and this is a spot where we have both the Goracle and Rob Free on the California Golden Bears at Tucker Center in Tallahassee, Florida. Set this one up.
Yep, Cal versus Florida State. Florida State, 3.5-point favorites here. Shout out to Gorky, like you just said, on Cal here. So hope that cashes for you, my man. Let's see if the market agrees. The market moving towards Florida State. Interesting. Here, Gorky obviously saw this move and doesn't give a fuck, but it is a 1.5-point favorite in Florida State. They are now 2.5-point favorites at Bodog. They're 3.5 here, and places like Bookmaker and Heritage are 3s here. So line moving towards Florida State here. No side information, unfortunately, in this game. Only have the total information, which just says that 94% of the bets and 94% of the money is on the over in this game. So, what do you think?
Well, I was very uncomfortable doing this. I mean, we've seen Florida State look so bad at times. That disaster at home versus NC State was, egregious. But these last two games I really liked. They went to Miami and won by 2. They lost at SMU by 3. I thought they were both really impressive. They beat Miami, and they were 10.5-point dogs. Opened up as 11.5, closed at 10.5, won outright. And is it a turning point in their season? I mean, they're 1-6 in the ACC. We saw Cal come out, and I messed up. I faded them in that first game. Oh no, I didn't. That was it. That was it. I didn't fade them against Virginia. That they looked terrible in their first road game out east. They lost 84-60, and then they looked better after they'd been here for a minute. 78-79. I'm not obviously it's not the same thing is going to happen again, but what's the big game for them? At Florida State or Saturday at Miami? I mean, I think that Florida State here should be backed. Rob Free says Cal 4-1 on the road against spread. They'll cover the spread. They'll outright win this game. Urban Pope says Florida State shouldn't be laying points to anyone. Don't care where the market's moving. Cash quite a few college bets this year with negative CLV. And you're on the opposite side of me, which is a great place to be. And I didn't pay for it here. If Florida State has turned the corner off of these last two games, it should show out here. And obviously, from a statistical profile, Cal has looked much better. And I hear what Spooner's saying, how we shouldn't put too much into the lines here and where the cash flow is in these small markets. This is a bigger market. 67% of the tickets and 82% of the cash is on Cal. And look, Jose Perez on Cal. So there's not a person on Florida State. And I get it. But I am on Florida State. Florida State minus 3.5. I'm not going to sit here and be confident on the other side of all you guys, especially with the way I've been running. Jerry Davis with me on Florida State, so I'm not confident in it. I am moving on it. And I think that this team is capable, and we know that they're capable of playing much better basketball. Will we see it here? I don't know. This is their only game versus Cal this year. So I'm on the Florida State Seminoles minus 3.5. Jerry, let's get it. And I'm thankful to see somebody with me on it. So let's roll on, Jose.
We roll on to Navy Boston University here. Navy, I was pretty surprised actually to see as 2.5-point favorites. No information on side and total bet percentages here, but we have Navy opening up at 2.5-point favorites and some discrepancy here. 3 now at BOL. Bodog has 2 here. They opened up at 2.5. BOL did and moved to 3. Bodog opened up at 2 and has stayed at 2 this whole time. Bookmaker, another book here, opened up at 2.5. Got down to 2, but came right back up to that 2.5. Was there for a little bit. And Heritage, the same deal here. Opened up at 2, though, and it got to a 2.5 and has stayed there since.
So we've already talked about the Rebenga in the earlier Patriot League spot with Lafayette. And here is Rebenga number 2. Boston University went to Navy, lost 82-77. It was a very close game. 3 of Boston University's last 4 games have gone to overtime. And, I like what we saw. I like what we saw at Colgate. They won at home over Lafayette. They look great at Colgate. Colgate was thought to be, the class of the Patriot League. Boston University opened up a 6.5-point dogs, closed to 7.5-point dogs, and played great. Another sign that they're playing really good basketball to me. Now, Colgate looked terrible from the line and made some mistakes, but they were out rebounded by Colgate. And Boston University shot 25% from 3, 5 of 20, and still menaced. Their 2-point field goal percentage was efficient. And I'm on the Rebenga. So I'm going to have a spreadsheet alone for these in-conference revenge spots starting today. See if I can turn this season around with them. Why is Navy at 7-1 in the Patriot, barely laying it? I got a bad line. I got the 2 with Boston. Maybe I should have waited, but it's because Boston University can and will get their revenge here tonight against a really good midshipman team, leading the Patriot League. So I'm on Boston University. This is Rebenga number 2. And again, we'll talk tomorrow and see what the line of these revenge spots have done. I'm on Boston University +2 here. Let's roll on, Jose.
We roll to an interesting game here. West Georgia versus Bellarmine here. West Georgia here opened up at 5.5-point underdogs, and at BOL they are now 4-point dogs here. We have Bookmaker and Heritage both showing 4.5s here, and our friends at Bodog have 5s on there. So a little bit of a more scattered dispersed there. As for bet percentages, no information side or total on this game. But like I said, we have this line that was a 5.5 at BOL is now a 4.5s across the board seemingly as well.
Well, and Spooner's saying with the in-conference revenge spots, you should put asterisks next to rookie head coaches like Navy with John Perry. It's an interesting angle here. So here we go again. We have ASUN action, and we have a revenge spot. Bellarmine went to West Georgia on January 1st and lost 87-85. They're coming off a real tough. They look great in these 2 road games, Bellarmine, by the way. They went to Jacksonville, beat them 77-70, and then lost in overtime at North Florida, 117-114. And now they get their revenge against West Georgia. I was hoping that this line would move in my favor. I got the -5 at -110, so I'm concerned, very concerned that it isn't. But I'm on Bellarmine, man. I'm on the Bellarmine Knights here at Knights Hall, Louisville, Kentucky. I think they get their revenge. I thought they looked very good those last 2 games in Florida. They can carry over here. They have 4 straight home games coming up, and that one on Saturday against Queen's University is going to be very difficult. So I am on the Bellarmine Knights. Bellarmine -5. So this is in conference revenge game number 3. Bellarmine Knights to get that revenge. Let's roll on, Jose.
Shout out to Rebenga, sweet Rebenga today. Queens Central, Arkansas here. Shout out to our guy whose fucking name escapes me because I'm a jackass who always flaunts the glory of Queens University here. 5.5 opener here, 5.5 at BOL. It was a 6.5 at one point, but came back down to 5.5 here. Bookmaker at 6 right now. They opened up at 4.5 and has moved to 6 there. And at Heritage, let me double check here. Heritage opened up at 5.5 here, got up to 6, but moved right back down to 5.5 here. Bet percentages, I can't offer you any, unfortunately.
Central Arkansas has won 3 straight. They just smacked up West Georgia 86-65. And then what happened right after that? After that, them smacking up West Georgia goes ahead and beats Queens. That snapped Queens' 7-game win streak. And I think they're going to hear from an angry Queens University Royal squad. It was a terrible performance, an ugly loss. And this is the first time they play Central Arkansas. They finish off the season, the conference season with Central Arkansas. So this, now I've now know that Matty Ice is on this as well. But this is, for me, the best bet on the college board is Queens University. When the first half options came out for this game, it was they were only offering me, I could only find it at one spot. They were offering me -2.5, -135. It was the only spot where it was available. And so I wanted to have more money on the game. Maybe should I have moved on the team total? Maybe I should have. So I didn't. What I did instead was I took the double result. It was only 5 cents more than that first half -2.5. And I thought that made sense for me. Right now, the 5.5 is still the same number. And the -2.5 moved to 3.5. Now the 2.5 was very juiced, so that basically it's the same number. But yeah, so I've doubled down, and maybe I should add. I guess I can't add the third. I'm not going to put a third unit on it here. Maybe I should have instead moved that team total over. So, and Rob Free, we've heard from Dutch Boy Fresh. He is on the Cavaliers. We have our guy, Darryl Rice, backstage. We are almost at NBA. We'll be in NBA in 5 minutes here. Just 2 games left in college basketball. So I'm on Queens. I think Queens is the best bet on the board. So I have -5.5. I have them double result. I'm also not going to add the team total, but maybe that was a better way of doing it. Jerry Davis says Central Arkansas Bears his alma mater, and he says we are not great on the road. I think this is a very angry Queens University spot smash and grabs. We don't need the baby talk. That was an accident. All right, let's roll on. Man. That's not the way I wanted to end that breakdown. Let's roll to Richmond, Kentucky, man. I'm on the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. Very dangerous against Austin Peay Governors. Governors 7-1 in the A-Sun, and I'm fading them, Jose. Let's roll.
Sure, let's forget all that ever happened. Austin Peay versus Eastern Kentucky here. Austin Peay 2.5 or 2-point favorites, I should say. No information on the side or total bet percentages, but I can tell you that they opened up at 2, got up to 2.5, 2.5 across the board, except for Bodog has a 2 still, but 2.5 everywhere else. Bookmaker, Heritage, all the good places,
Yeah, I decided to take a no vig situation here. It makes me uncomfortable. So you said are there 2.5s available now?
Yes, 2.5s across the board here, except for one book, but 2.5s everywhere else.
I don't like that. I got the +1.5 -103 here for Eastern Kentucky. Austin Peay's been rolling. Last couple games at home, they look great. Took out Florida Gulf Coast 83-62. Took out Stetson 73-65. And Eastern Kentucky coming off 2 straight losses, but at home, this Eastern Kentucky Colonel teams looked really good. And it's also Rebenga. Eastern Kentucky went to Austin Peay, lost 74-72 just 13 days ago. And so this is the 4th Rebenga spot on the board here. So number 4 in conference, Rebenga. Look, these last few games at home, they've looked great. They took out Bellarmine by 20 at home. They beat Central Arkansas in overtime. They beat North Alabama by margin. Those are the only 3 games that they played at home in 2026. To go find another home game, you have to go all the way back to December 13th against Miami of Ohio, who are now a very, very tough basketball team. And look, Miami of Ohio beat them 79-69. That was their 10th straight win. What we've seen from Miami of Ohio since then is that they're absolute monsters. Eastern Kentucky came back in that game. They went down early and they fought back. I think they're a team that we back here. And we have a Spooner. I'd love to hear that. Oh, and Silver Malco. Nice to see you, man. He's on team total over 81.5 for Queens. Godfather says Eastern Kentucky money line is tempting. And Spooner is joining us. They're joining me on the Boston University spot against Navy, which I'm excited about. But I'm on Eastern Kentucky Colonels here. Baptist Health Arena, man. I hope there's a crowd. I know that I've moved on all 3 of these ASUN games. I hope there's a crowd to back the Colonels here. It's a huge game against the Governors. You have a team that's 13-6, 7-1 in conference, and they're barely favorites. We know that the Eastern Kentucky can match up with these guys, and I think that they fight back here and get a win. So let's roll. So all of those games are all 7 p.m. starts. Let's move into our final spot on the board, and then let's get into NBA, my man.
I will send you a good luck text message around 7 p.m. tonight because I know the shirt's going to be off. He's going to be pacing around, and the children are going to be asking, why is Daddy so stressed? And I can't wait to find out the answer to that question. La Tech versus UTEP here. And you guys know that's true. He would lock himself away and watch these games. Come on now. We all know that. UTEP -3 now, opened up at -1.5 point favorites here at BOL, now pushed it up to 3 here across the board, except for where the anonymous gambler is. He put his line at 2.5 here. Now, as for bet percentage, luckily we get some in this game. We have 60% of the bets and 83% of the money on La Tech. And again, that line opened up at 1.5 La Tech, a +3 La Tech. Very interesting. What do you think, Jimmy?
So this is game 5 of the Rebenga spots, in conference Rebenga spots. If I lose overall and win on these Rebenga spots, I'm only going to come with Rebenga spots for the rest of the week. That will be it for me. That will be it. See if I can climb out of this horrific hole. So this is number 5. UTEP went to Louisiana Tech on December 29th, lost badly, 75-63. They've been playing much better. They just lost at home to Missouri State, 62-57. But before that, they've been looking good at home. Took out Florida International 83-77, lost to Western Kentucky, beat Middle Tennessee in overtime, beat North Dakota State. So 3-2 over the past 5 home games. But they're going to revenge the Louisiana Tech spot. Louisiana Tech does not look good traveling. I know these are 2, poor teams. UTEP 3-6, La Tech 4-4. There's not that much of a difference here. But look at the last few road games for La Tech. They lose at Jacksonville State 64-69. I know, Jacksonville State 5-3 in conference, but they lose 64-60 Jacksonville State. They lose 66-61 at Western Kentucky. They lose 88-51 at Middle Tennessee State. They lose 61-53 at Tulane. They lose 77-69 at Georgia Southern. They lose 60-51 at Indiana State, and they've lost 77-50 at Nevada. This is a Louisiana Tech team that has not won a game on the road all season long. That 4-point loss at Jacksonville State was their best road performance of the year. This team can't win on the road. And so this is Rebenga number 5, and I'm going to stick to that. If I lose on the non-Rebenga spots and overall win on these 5 Rebenga spots, those are the only spots that I'm going to move on for the next little while. And if that cuts down my quantity of action, thank God. And the other 2 spots I'm looking at that I wasn't quite ready to move on are Washington State and Loyola Marymount. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time on those. I want to hear what TJ does with Holy Cross, but that is my action for college basketball today. This month of hell is not over yet. And historically, when I've dug in and believed in myself, I've climbed out a bit, or maybe not fully climbed out of a hole, but at least got myself in a position where I keep everything together. So I'm on Mississippi Valley State, first half plus 12.5. The Salukis alongside Spooner at minus 125 money line. Lafayette -3. I paid for it at minus 123. St. Bonaventure +4 at minus 121. Florida State -3.5 at minus 110. Boston University +2 at minus 105. Bellarmine -5 at minus 110. The double up on Queens. Queens -5.5 minus 115. Queens double result minus 140. Eastern Kentucky +1.5 minus 103. And UTEP -2.5 minus 115. The 5 Rebenga spots here in the conference play are Lafayette, Boston, Bellarmine, Eastern Kentucky, and UTEP. Ruben Pope says college basketball by far is most profitable sport. Love this time of year. Well, hopefully I can join you. Jose, thank you so much for setting the table for all those games, man. I'm nervous and feel sick
I can feel it
about it. Spooner says bet Washington State at your own risk. Says he loves Seattle tonight. I do have all of your action copied and pasted as well, which is very helpful. Thank you. We also have Robert Cherry's action. Navy, George Mason, DePaul, La Tech. St. John's, Auburn, Sam Houston, Cal, and Duquesne. And then from our guy, Spooner's college basketball action. We have the also respect play today from Res Mob is Houston. And we have Justin McKelvey stacks play today. Number 1 is Butler. And then Spooner's on Tennessee, Oakland, Southern Illinois, Xavier, Belmont, New Mexico State, TCU, Seattle, U, and UCLA -4.5. The Godfather took ESU money line against Rice. I almost did, but Rice has been playing pretty well on the road. I'm going to copy and paste these spots here. Let's get this copied and pasted here. And Johnny Gunn says, do you ever bet on the bigger name schools? And do you know if better or worse for your betting spots compared to the mid-majors? I prefer the smaller schools. I came into January up 10 units in college basketball this year. So everything's just falling apart for me. And it's kind of just shook me to my core. Ram saying, why not first half over 67? Then the whole idea in that spot here, just before we get an NBA, and stick with me for a second longer, Jose. The whole idea is that Southern's going to overlook Mississippi Valley State. So I would prefer to look for a first half team total over from Mississippi Valley State, but I don't want that. I think that Ivory, with 9 days of coaching, knows that he's got to do something here, doesn't he? We'll see. We have 9 minutes away from tip-off, and we'll be able to live bet as we go. Let's roll on. Jose, thank you so much. I'm excited to get an NBA. Jose, thank you, and we will see you to close out today's program.
Yep. And all the Champions League games start today in like 30, 45 minutes-ish. If I have any plays, we'll try to put them in the chat, but I'll do some research now. So it's a fun day of soccer for everyone. A bunch of games going at the same time, so we'll see if I can't implore. Shout out to you, Zoe Faye, thank you for reminding me that that's happening. He's on the cowardly parlay, which is Manchester City in regulation, Bayer Leverkusen draw or tie, Bayern Munich draw or tie, and PSG draw or tie, -108 there. So very funny parlay, but good luck, man.
Let's roll and get to the NBA. That's been a great week in the NBA thus far. 3-1 last night. I thought we were going to go 4-0. I did make a late live bet, which I never do. Made a late live bet on the Jazz plus 13.5, which I just barely got there. But cash Washington plus 7.5, cash Brooklyn plus 9, cash Denver plus 7.5, lost Utah plus 9. So 3-1 there. And then we had a great night, 4-1 on Monday. Atlanta cash, Charlotte cash, Minnesota first half, Minnesota full game cash, lost Chicago plus 1.5. So we're sitting 7-2 on the week, and I want to keep climbing. And we have just the capper to rock with. I'm very excited to cap this big old card here. So please welcome from Los Angeles, California. Hopefully we will see him at Pubapalooza 5 so we can break bread with our guy. Please welcome Darryl Rice. It's Derl, baby. It's Derl. Derl, how are you, my man?
Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up, Jay? How you doing, brother?
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable at all, and the importance of succeeding right now is important as I get to this spot almost every year where it's extremely important to succeed, and I'm there right now. So I'm a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You will continue to be uncomfortable and nervous until it's all over. But Jay, it's good to be back, man. Wednesday is always the days I look forward to. A little under the weather, so I had me a little glass of whiskey. Maybe I could sweat this shit out.
Jealous.
Yeah, it's a super flu or something just going on around here, man. Got the whole house sick. So I'm excited, man. It's a big card. Peace and love to everybody in the chat. Nate, Saturated, see y'all, man. Justin, appreciate y'all being just consistent to this group, man. It's really, really good to be back. And as I always say, Jay, you know the rest. Any day on this side of the grass is a
good day, my friend. It is a good day.
yeah, yeah.
Quickly to my man Rob Free, I'm going to fade Reimer. So I'm going to invest in that because that's been the best fade in the business. But this line moving so heavily towards Ottawa, it's all very disconcerting. But so I haven't moved on it yet. I didn't think Reimer was going to start, so I'm going to fade Reimer. We have an absolute beauty to get us started, Darryl, my man. An absolute beauty. LA Lakers 28-17, 16-9 on the road to the Cleveland Cavaliers 28-20, 16-11 at home at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. The Lakers coming off. So I was wrong about the Bulls game, and LeBron was spectacular. And sometimes you're in Chicago, you can conjure up MJ's energy. Luke also went for 46. And they look great. And I want to fade LeBron here. 24 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists. I thought he'd done more in the rebound and assist categories. I didn't realize he did so little. But he had some huge dunks. He felt very good about himself. And I want to fade him here. Of course, the problem now with backing the Cavaliers is no Mobley, which is a huge loss. We out 1 to 3 weeks. Let's pull up the shoot around and see if there's anything else we need to worry about here. But my initial feeling was I wanted to fade LeBron somehow. Are we going to get... I don't know what we're going to get from the Cavs here. They've looked great of late. Dutch backed them against Orlando after they smacked Orlando in the mouth at Orlando, which is something I don't do, and he succeeded there. So it's 4 straight wins for the Cavaliers, and the Lakers are playing really good basketball as well. So both teams played on Monday. We have teams playing every second night, so it's not a third and 4 nights. Let's get into the line history and hand this over to our guy, Darryl. We have right now Cleveland -3.5 at -107. Opened up at 2.5, got up to 3.5, back down to 3, now 3.5. And then from a total standpoint here, we have a 235.5. Got up to opened up 235.5, dropped 234, got up 236.5, just kind of middling around. And then we have 51% of tickets, 54% cash on Cleveland, 74 and 75 on the under. So many moving parts here. Take it away, my man.
Yeah, I already moved on this. And it's because of that number disparity again. Give me the Lakers first quarter money line. Lakers first quarter money line is what I like here. Now, mind you, both these teams aren't really good in the first quarter, right? And Lakers kind of on the second to last, right under or right over Golden State. Away, they're 16-1. And Cleveland, not really giving you a good home court advantage in the first quarter as well. They're 8-19. Now, this is the reason why I took this play. If I'm looking at the numbers, opponents' first quarter points per game, you've got Cleveland that is 20th in the league. And right now, let me see here and pull that up. Right now, Jay, they are giving you 28.6. They're allowing their opponents to score 28.6. The last three, they bumped that up to 30 points. So now they're allowing more points per game. And then their last one, it was 32. The Lakers, on the other hand, they are allowing 31.4. The last three, 31.7. And then their last one, 31. So right now, this is kind of dead even almost on where the opponent points per game or the allowed points per game in the first quarter. But when I look at their first quarter points that they score, this is what made me choose this. The Lakers in the last three has an average score of 33.7. And Cleveland right now is averaging or allowing, excuse me, not averaging, but scoring 27.3. So there's this disparity here that I like. When teams are going the opposite directions, I stick to that cap. You have a game where Luka's going to play the entire first quarter, right? And then I do believe you have Mobley that's out. So I think there's going to be a lot of scoring opportunity for the Lakers in the first quarter. I also took over 61 because that's very telling when you see a total that's in the 60s in the first quarter, right? So the books are just thinking that this is going to be a high scoring first quarter, and so right now, I think the advantage goes to the Lakers because the Lakers are going to run full strength in the first quarter with Luka playing the entire first quarter, and you have some deficiencies on defense, primarily Mobley that's not going to play in the first or not playing this game. Yeah, you might. I don't know if Merrill comes back today or not, but all in all, I think there's an advantage here for the Lakers in the first quarter. And so I do believe that they will win this outright. So I like the Lakers money line first quarter because the amount of points that they're scoring right now and the amount of points that Cleveland is allowing. And I do believe it'll be a high scoring first quarter. So give me Lakers money line first quarter and first quarter over 61. I've already made moves on those.
Let's see what we can get you here. I got a Lakers first quarter at plus 113. Is that better?
I got it at plus 100. So yeah, it's going to be better.
Have you tweeted this stuff out?
Yes, I did actually.
Okay, so we'll go with the numbers that are being tweeted out. Let me just go over to your X here and see your action.
Yeah, I quoted your, when you bring that announcement out, I quoted it. So there was 3 that I've already played.
Oh, yeah, I screwed this up here. Okay. Is do you expect LeBron to be playing next year?
As quiet as kept, I do. I do expect him to play unless there is a ton of disrespect coming out of that organization in front office. So I do expect him to play, but I don't know what his role is going to be. He's got to have a diminishing role, right? I don't know. He's still producing, so I don't know what exactly you would do differently next year than this year if he's still producing at the level that he is. He's right now, in my opinion, he can be a defensive liability. So as long as he knows what his role is and can operate in that role, then yeah, he could play another year. But if there's going to be some pushback or LeBron's feeling like he's being disrespected, he could probably still play another year before a different team. But all in all, I would lean more toward the sides of, yeah, he's going to play another year.
And LeBron has not been racking up the rebounds and assist numbers.
Mm-mm.
Why do you think that is?
If I were to just say from a fan's perspective, he looks old. He's old, right? And so some of these games are faster. These games are moving at a higher pace. And I think LeBron is just going to play where he's most effective. And that's not getting rebounds. I think that's more his assists shouldn't go down, but his scoring output isn't the same also. So maybe it's just that the ball isn't in his hand as much as it used to be. Maybe that plays a role.
We don't have Vig for your action on X, which is perfect.
I didn't put
perfect. But I can get we can use the plus 113.
Okay.
On your first quarter money line and the over 61 at minus 106.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bet his under points after he looked so good on Monday.
That's usually the case. Now, and remember, Jay, this year, remember that play where he's had over at least double-digit points his entire career, just about, right? And then there was that one game, and I forget who
Toronto.
they played. Toronto, where he had 8 points, had an open shot, and what did he do? Kicked it to Rui.
Yeah.
He kicked it to Rui, right? Rui made the shot and won the game. So I just think that there's this level of awareness that he's kind of knowing now that, hey, things have got to be a little different. And he's going to play to where he's going to be the most effective. And maybe this game is more cerebral for him now than it is physical. Like, he's still got it, man. Dude's still jumping and dunking, but I just think this game is it's got to be more cerebral, even though they tell you, the game is what 70% mental, 30% physical, or whatever those numbers are. I just think he's got to kick that up a notch. And the game for him has got to be more cerebral than it is physical at this point.
And Spenny's saying that we're wrong. Yeah, he had a game where he had 17 rebounds and assists combined 4 games ago. But, Spenny, 3 of the last 5 games, he's only had 11 rebounds and assists combined. I'm just not used to that number being so low.
Yeah,
I'm used to him. I mean, if we go to his assists and rebounds here, I guess 8, 11, and 11 because he had that one with 17. His number's 12 and a half for assists and rebounds. He's only reached that twice out of the last 5 games. I guess there's different ways of looking at it because he had the one big game, but I'm just not used to those numbers being as small as they are. Against Phoenix 6 games ago, he had 0 rebounds and 3 assists. That back against Phoenix again, the last time he played Phoenix before, they had 3 rebounds and 4 assists. Against the Clippers, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. I'm just not used to it. That's all. I'm not used to these numbers being so low. I guess there's different ways of looking at it. I think those numbers are very low. I guess, different ways of looking at it. I would like to fade him, but I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know. But we have Derl moving on Lakers first quarter money line. First quarter over 61. I don't feel like I have an edge here on the line. I think you take Mobley out. You have different storylines going on that I can't. I didn't think LeBron was going to go off in Chicago. He went off in Chicago, which makes me think he won't, go off here. So
the problem that I have with LeBron at times too, where I feel like he feels like he's the smartest in the room. And at times, maybe when there's actions and things being called, he kind of bucks against that. And that's where I think that it's just more cerebral for him now than physical. So right. I've never played Bron's rebounds and assists, but I don't think I'd be, I mean, maybe unless you pick your right spots, but I don't know if I'd be playing a lot of his overs for the remainder of the season.
I'm gonna have to sit with this game for longer, man. I don't have a
Mhm.
read on it. Let's roll on Jose the Hawks Celtics here. For
Mhm.
me, when I was going over the games yesterday, I knew my card was going to make money. I knew it.
Yeah.
And TJ said, "What are you most confident in?" And I said, "None of them,"
Hmm.
because I knew I was going to make money, but I was not. I mean, look at that card: Washington plus 7.5, Brooklyn plus 9, Denver plus 7.5, Utah plus 9. I was certain I was going to be in the black. Like that 2-2 wasn't. It was going to be more. But which of those spots look good? I mean, they all were horrifying bets that were uncomfortable to make. That's been working for me here. We just talked about a very exciting matchup. That's not where my I've been succeeding when I'm like, oh god, this feels awful. I feel sick, and then betting a spot. So I'll see how. I don't know what to do honestly with that Lakers Cavs game, but we have Darryl moving on a couple spots here. Let's roll on. Next up for us here, we have Bulls Pacers. Very, very short drive between these two cities. Bulls they're coming off that loss to the Lakers. They'd won, they had a real legit win streak going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, they did. They were doing good.
They were, and I fell for their trap. So snapped 4-game winning streak. Now they play at the Pacers. This is a first of a back-to-back for them as well, as they're hosting Miami tomorrow. So it's just very quick back, move back home, back to Chicago. For the Pacers here, I loved fading, but it was Justin's breakdown. Justin gave the breakdown maybe of the year on why he was fading them at Oklahoma City on Friday. And I was like, God, this makes so much sense. It made so much sense that it did 3 things for me. One, I got paid on the first quarter and the first half on the Pacers. And 2, I didn't bet the Thunder live, which is something that I would do in every other. So Justin's breakdown actually, like, I don't bet full units live, but it actually, so I, a little over a third, so like 2 and a little over a third units, it saved me with that breakdown. So then I had my finger on the pulse of the Pacers on Medicaid Monday. I want to play at PM. I was like, how are they going to show up at 1 p.m. in Atlanta after beating the Thunder? I was like, this is a fade. We got on the live under 151.5. We got live on Atlanta plus 8.5. It was all glorious. But now they come back against the Chicago team that lost to the Lakers. Now they become appealing again. That was a long road trip, though. You never want a team on the first game of first back of a road trip. So let's get into the line history and cash flow, and then send this over to our guy Derl. We have this total at 235, opened up at 236, dropped down got up to 237.5 and dropped to 235. 1 point move to the under all over the place. From a point spread standpoint here, we have the Bulls -2. I see 1, 2.5. They opened up at 1, got 1.5, 2. It's a very fishy low line, extremely fishy in my estimation. When we get to the cash flow, we have 55% of the tickets, 62% of the cash on Chicago, 62% of tickets, 70% of cash on the under. And then let's just take a look and see the expectation here. Collins and Jones out, so everything that we thought would happen. And then Obi Toppin and Walker questionable. Walker is important here. You want him to be starting at the 4. So he's played every single game this year. So it'd be Potter and Furphy that would get the run. Right foot bruise for the 22-year-old Walker. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to the Pacers. The problem is the Bulls are coming off of a win here. Spenny says I could see there being like 4 double-doubles in this game. Jalen Smith, Vooch, Giddey, Nembhard, Siakam. I don't know. I'd like to hear your breakdown. Take it away for us, Darryl.
Yeah. Give me Spoons is right on board. I didn't see the value with my book, but give me Josh Giddey triple-double. I got it at plus 659.
Oh, wow.
Right. Indiana allows the most points to guards in the NBA. They're number 24 in the league right now. with the amount of points that they allow per game. Chicago right now is giving you 117 points per game, season average. Indiana right now is allowing 118.5 points per game, but in their last three, they've just been getting smoked. 121.7 points a game. So that number's going up. There's no defense being played. And with Chicago just losing to the Lakers, having been on what was that, a 4-game win streak? Listen, man. Hey, man. Say, man. They beat Boston, 114 points. Beat Minnesota, 120 points. Beat the Clippers, 138 points. Beat Brooklyn, 124 points. I put Indiana in that same category as Brooklyn. So give me Chicago team total points over 118.5. It's just a point over their point and a half, basically over their season average already. They're not going to have any problem scoring on Indiana whatsoever. So I do like the Bulls team total. I already moved on that as well. I put that up in the on the Twitter. I like that. I think that's probably one of my. I'm probably gonna add more onto that, but I'm just gonna see where this number goes. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes up. But yeah, Chicago Bulls over 118.5 points for the team total. I also like Kobe White over 20.5 points. I just think there's going to be a lot of scoring opportunity out there. And Chicago definitely wants that game back from LA. But Chicago allowed LA to put up 129 points, right? To their 118. So I still think there is good opportunity for Chicago to bounce back. This is the perfect team to do that against. Those are the three plays I like. Chicago Bulls team total over 118.5. Josh Giddey is a sprinkle for me, but I know we got to count that as a unit. But I got that at plus 659 for a triple double. I think the double double is minus 167. So I didn't want to play that. But I did get Kobe White over 20.5 points at minus 114. Those are the plays I like.
What was the vig you got on that Bulls team total?
Minus 105.
Minus
so that's that's also scary because if you took the under, it was minus 115 in my local.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it juice to the over now, quite legitimately.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can get you an 850 on the triple double.
Yeah.
So let's give you the 850 here on that triple double.
Yeah, Zoe Faye, just put a little bit of Starbucks money on that, man. This is one of those get right games, and I think this is the perfect team to do it against. You don't have to go ahead.
Sorry, it's my apologies for interrupting. What was the Kobe White number that you got on the 20.5?
20.5 minus 114.
Okay, team total over 20.5. So both of those, not the triple double prop, but the team total and the player prop on Kobe White are both moving in your direction quite rapidly.
Nice.
Spenny says that Giddey triple double always a sprinkle here.
Yes, absolutely.
Chris Warren says that double double number for Giddey is a good sign for the triple double,
and that's why I took it. Chris.
Wow. 1,050 on Bet Rivers. Let's give you that because you didn't tweet out a number. Thank you for that. Let's get you 10-1 there. Sorry, keep going, man.
Yeah, and that was the thing, Chris, because when I saw the double double, there was absolutely no value in that. And generally, with my local, the problem in California is these locals are going to take advantage of you not really being able to line shop unless you're just going to use some overseas book. So they're going to always hammer you on what the odds are. My locals odds are the worst in comparison to what other, books are going to give you. But I stick with them because I'm a loyal dude and I've been with this dude forever, right? But I know I'm just going to get hosed really on his vig. But when I saw the minus 167, I'm just like, man, I'm going to play the triple double here. So you're absolutely right, Chris, what you say there is I just saw more value in just sprinkling a little bit of Starbucks money, on his triple double. And I think it's a good shot here with it.
You're in business here. I think this is a very fishy line, but I'm not I'm not rushing to move on the Pacers,
Yeah.
and I may not.
Fernando Mendoza, that team total under is awesome for Indy. It's just with me, and I probably need to be a better capper. I just don't play unders, right? And I hate that because shit. If did you there was an article that came out. Do you know the unders for totals right now are just hitting in the NBA? Especially for the month of January. It's ridiculous. Like if you do a little bit of homework, the books are really trying to scramble to get these totals right because these if you're betting unders right now, you're making pretty decent penny. And maybe next week I'll have more specifics on that. But it was an article that I was kind of skimming over and reading, and then this pod I was listening to with Tom Haberstroh and I can't think of the brother's name right off the top of my head. It's called Basketball Illuminati, but they also touched on that with with these unders right now. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I couldn't talk you off that. I think it will be a team total under for Indiana with the team total over for Chicago.
And I have just before we pass this, I've got all the pace numbers and all the stats. I didn't read them out on the first game, but Bulls 6-4 over their past 10. I know they did have that 4-game winning streak snap, but 6-4 over their past 10. And 15th fastest pace, 98.55 possessions a game, shooting 49.3 from the field and 40.1 from three. The Pacers are shooting terribly. You know, they're 5-5 over the past 10, 44.8 from the field and 34.8 from three. I mean, I know we've seen worse than that, so maybe it's not the best.
Brother. Preach, brother, preach. But yeah, and that's what made me really comfortable with this team total over. I really like this. Like, I'm thinking about really just betting the farm on this Chicago Bulls team total over, but I'm just going to be curious to see where this line kind of leads the later in the day.
Well, let's roll on. Brendan saying that's plus 800 on score bet there. Fernando Mendoza, as you said, on that team total under. And Johnny Gunn's talking about dealing with the same stuff. It's you guys in California at some point it's going to open up for you and it's going to change your ROI. In a big way.
Real quick before we go to the next game, man. So when they put that prop out, right? What was it? Prop 40, which was to legalize gambling, right? So you start seeing all these ads on TV the closer you're getting to that time to vote on that. I think it was like Prop 36 or something. And so all these ads were coming out, man, on TV, and it was don't vote no on this prop. This is bad for our youth. This is bad, yada yada yada, right? And then at the very, very bottom in small print, it was like paid for by the tribe of Pachanga Casino. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the casinos are the ones that are saying to vote no on this because they know it would take away from their capital. You know what I'm saying? But it would take away from their revenue. But I mean, hypocrisy at its finest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how bad gambling is and shit like that. And the people that are paying for these ads are actual casinos. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, also the issue supposedly is that the tribes are cooking their books and California's not getting nearly as much as
absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah. But let's roll on. We have Derl firing shots. So
I'm firing shots, man. I've got a lot of plays here.
I love it. Let's roll on. Next up for us, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Atlanta Hawks, Boston Celtics. Hawks 23-25, 14-12 on the road. Celtics 29-17, 14-7 at home at TD Garden in Boston. We have these teams just saw each other. Well, not just, but 11 days ago. And the Celtics annihilated them.
Smacked the shit out of them.
132-106. Finally, somebody said it had to be Draymond. Someone said, look how bad Riza Shea is. Why is nobody talking about this? This guy's Anthony Bennett, number 2, and nobody's talking about this. That's the first time I heard anyone start talking about what we're not seeing out of the Frenchman. But let's roll here. He's out and injured anyways. Let's talk about who will be in for this spot here. We have for Atlanta, Zingis and Riza Shea out, and then Queta out for Boston.
Jimmy, wasn't Reese Shea just good for a minute? Like this wasn't what happened?
I don't know. For number 1 overall, I mean, is he going to be in the league? Is he Andrea Bargnani? I think he's
Hey,
more
man.
Bargnani than Bennett, but
Stop cussing at me, bro.
let's go.
I don't think anybody is worse than Bennett, though.
Well, we got Bennett, Canadian, Bargnani drafted by the Raptors. I mean, we know all this, man.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
let's roll here. We have the Hawks winners of 3 straight games. The Memphis game was a bit of a gift. Memphis was coming back from overseas. The Phoenix Suns win, bit of a gift. Booker got hurt. We talk about, and Chris Warren was talking about, listening and having, we work as a collective. For me, the fading Phoenix with Brooklyn, all I could think about was Ron Lofton. And Ron Lofton was saying, have you seen what this offense looks like in crunch time without Booker on the floor? And I had that in my ear, and I faded. Yeah. I was on Nets full game. I didn't move live on them, which would have been, big balls. Kelly McKinnon said he immediately thought Big Country. I don't think he counts. He's the fifth overall pick. I mean, we should only be dealing with, we're talking about first overall picks, but obviously.
Hey, man, Justin O'Ball, man. Hey, Big Country reference. That's all right, brother. That's all right, man.
I don't know. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Name me a Grizzly I like. I didn't even like Bibby. Blue Edwards. Okay, one.
Now you're being racist.
Blue Edwards. Yeah, I don't like white guys or half white guys. Bibby's as white as Big Country, man.
Yeah, he is, man.
All right, let's roll here, though. Hawks, 3 straight wins. The win over the Pacers, they just took over that basketball game. When they needed to, they took it over, both offensively and defensively. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Hawks. I honestly, going up against the Celtics, coming up the 102-94 victory versus Portland. They've won 2 of their last 3. So, Atlanta, it wasn't that long ago that they got just dispatched by the Celtics. Do they have anything here? Let's get into the line history here for that. We have Boston -6. Opening up at 7.5, now 6. That's a pretty legit move towards Atlanta. A move that really does pique my interest. From a total standpoint here, we have a 231.5. Opened up at 231, dropped down to 230, got up 232, down 230.5, up 231. Half point move to the over, almost nothing. And then cash flow wise here, 55% of tickets, 73% of cash on Atlanta. I respect it here. Circa hanging the 6. 91% of tickets, 71% cash on the under. Yeah, everything's telling me that the Hawks can make this a basketball game. And I'm very, very interested. I guess this is opening. The Pacers, it's a fishy number. I'm interested in the Pacers. I don't know if I get there. But and Joseph Gomez can't tell me Bennett was worse than Frank Ntilikina. Look, we're talking about number 1 overall picks, man. Yeah, Ntilikina was trash. We're talking about number 1 overall picks. Ntilikina was not number 1 overall pick, but I hear you. So, yeah, I'm very, very interested in the Hawks. I don't want to draw the ire of my man, Nasty Nate. But I'm very, very... And Matty Ice says the biggest bust of any draft is Pistons drafting Darko, only because he was drafted around them. I mean, that's all. But take it away for us here, Darryl. Hawks, Celtics.
I don't want to take it away. I don't want anything to do with this game at all. Only thing I would look at really is Jaylen Brown points. But I think I missed that number. I think his number was as low as 26.5, and now he's at 29.5. So I don't want to take it away, bro. I do not want to take it away. And Nasty Nate's going to bring his ass in here with all his little 4-leaf clovers talking about Celtics. Look at that. Look at that shit. Nope. I know, man. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want nothing to do with that at all. So yeah, Nate. See, that's what I like about Nate is as biased as he is about his Celtics, he will give you a good point. If you look at the Celtics second quarter numbers, that's what you do. You live bet them second quarter. So the problem that I have is that I also think Atlanta's kind of up and down, man. And we thought that they would be better defensively, which they have been. with Trey gone, and now that all the chaos and madness is gone, that they would be pretty much grounded and do okay. But right now, I don't see it. Like, you lost to Chicago, that was by 3 points. You lost to Detroit, so you're losing the good teams, but at the same time, to your point, Jimmy, they are keeping these games close. It's not like they're getting blown the fuck out. So I don't know where to go with this at all. And so when I look at that, I just look at, okay, what's probably going to be the most promising? And to me, it's always going to be Jaylen Brown and his points. So I had laid off of them for a minute because remember last week we had talked about um, them complaining about the refs, Jaylen Brown possibly being fined, which I think he was fined. Joe Mazzulla just having the whole fucking presser saying illegal screen, shit like that. That type of shit bothers me, man. Really, it kind of throws me off with my capping when I'm trying to, because when I think there's too much distraction with the team, I tend to like not deal with that team whatsoever. Now, with all that said, that's been kind of cleared, and Boston, they're 3-2 in their last 5. But the games that they are winning, besides the Brooklyn game, which went into overtime, they are clearing these motherfuckers out, right? So the 6.5 shouldn't be a problem, but I can't gauge it, so I'm off this game. It's a lot of me talking just to say I'm not playing this fucking game, but I'm not playing this game.
Atlanta also on the first half
of a back-to-back.
Yeah. Huh. I do want. I'm very interested in Atlanta. I'm surprised the total's so high. It doesn't make sense. Both teams are shooting poorly. Boston playing at 28th ranked pace over the last 10 games, 95.76 possessions a game. I mean, they're shooting the ball okay, 45.6 from the field, 37.1 from 3, but it's a surprise to me that the total opened up so high. Their last 3 games all should have gone under. I was on that Brooklyn-Boston under that went to double overtime. That was going to be an easy casher.
Yeah, 256 points, man. And surprisingly, I'll just say this. That really isn't a lot, Jay, in a 2 overtime game that goes 2 overtimes.
No, it's
isn't that crazy? Like that's not really still a lot of points in 2 overtimes. I mean, you're talking about 10 extra minutes. That's like an additional quarter just about.
But this is nuts though. We're seeing how slow the pace is. We're seeing all these games go to overtime. And then you have the 233 dropping to 231. 91% of tickets are on the under, and it doesn't seem like the books are too concerned.
No.
So I'm just and I'm trying to stay away from totals and player props anyways. The Hawks appeal to me. I don't like that first half of the back-to-back, but I like the Rebenga. I like the line moving in the direction. There's a lot that I do like. Maybe it's better to be on the first half, but then we get into the Celtics second quarter. Let's roll on. I expect the Hawks to be on my card. We move on. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Orlando Magic 23-22, 9-12 on the road at the Miami Heat. 25-22, 15-7 at home at the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida. Orlando 4-6 over the past 10, 20th fastest pace in the NBA, 98.23 possessions a game. Shooting the ball terribly, 44.7 from the field and 32.9 from 3. The Heat playing the fastest pace in the NBA over the last 10 games and most of the year. 5-5 over the past 10, 104.65 possessions a game. They're also shooting the ball poorly, 44.2 from the field and 34.5 from 3. The Magic are coming off those back-to-back losses to the Cavs where they just got completely outplayed. They've looked terrible since coming back, or since winning in Germany. I mean, all these 4 losses have been horrific. And now you have the Heat coming home. Now, the big thing here, we talk about all the time, is that they traveled on the 26th and they rested on the 27th. That's a big deal. We fade the teams that don't get that day of rest. Here they get it. Last game was on the 25th. Here we are on the 28th. But still, it's a spot you generally want to fade teams on. That was a long road trip for Miami. I wish if there was only one day off, 100% I'm fading them. Now I need to think about it here. Heat coming off a couple victories to close out that road trip. They destroyed Utah. Then they beat Phoenix 111-102. And they play 3 straight games versus the Bulls after this as well. So, interesting spot here. The Magic playing terrible. Heat playing okay. We know there is a rivalry between these 2 squads.
Yeah.
And we have seen it already this year. So this is the 4th of 5 times they're playing each other. Magic have won all 3. They've all been close games. Magic won by 4, Magic won by 1, and then the Magic won the last one by 9 at home. And the Heat have the extra day back. Justin has got the Magic plus 140. Kelly's got the Magic plus 4. So let's pull out the cash flow then here for this one, and then quickly look at the injury report. But we have 56% of tickets and 88% of the cash on Miami. 88% of the cash. And they've gone from 3 down to 2.5 up to 4, back to 3.5. So it's a half-point move towards them.
Yeah, I see 3.5s now.
I wonder why that would be. 50-50 on the ticket count, but 75% cash on the over here. Let's get the player situation here. Cassidy and Wagner out. Then we have Hero out. Devian Mitchell doubtful. Khalil Ware questionable. And Stormin Norman probable. I thought that this was going to set me up. I guess you think this is the 4th time these teams have played each other. When are the Heat going to smack back? Let's maybe I should just listen to you, Darryl. Take it away. I'm all ears, my man.
I don't want to take it away. I don't want to take it away. Nothing. You know who was the cash? Who was getting us cash, and that was Anthony Black, right? He just kind of exploded onto the scene, and then he digressed. And maybe that was after Suggs came in. Suggs would be worth a look, but I just think Bam is probably the guy you want to focus on. 19.5 points right now with Bam. And he's giving you 22, 26, 32, 25, and then 4 against the Golden State Warriors. Bam points may be where to go with this here. Justin McKelvey likes Orlando. I kind of like Miami here. Because, yeah, you got to get some get back at one point. You know, you just got to stop getting your ass whooped, man. And Orlando's in prime position right now to where they probably can, lose this game. If you're looking at how Orlando's playing as of late, I mean, fuck, man, they're on a 4-game losing streak. You kick them while they're down. This would be it. So you got the extra rest. Absolutely the better coach in Eric Spoelstra. So I would think that this would be a spot for Miami. But yeah, no play for me here.
I'm surprised here. I'm a little
What are you fist pumping for, Jay?
Oh, the fucking Delta Devils, man. Sorry. I'm just God, these games are I wish they weren't so important. I wish I could just be so cool and comfortable, be like, we'll see where the chips fall. I don't know why. I think I've got to trust the fishiness of this line.
What's fishy about it?
The Heat are 15-7 at home. They had the extra day off of a break. The Magic are 9-12 on the road. They've been destroyed 4 straight games. I understand the Heat have some injuries, but this line does not make sense to me. If this line was sitting here at a 5 and it moved to a 5.5 or 6, I'd be betting the Heat.
Orlando or the Heat?
The Heat.
So you think this line is too short?
Yes.
So we talked about this. As a matter of fact, we talked about this last week with an Orlando game. I believe that was Orlando. Was it Orlando or was it Charlotte? We had talked about this, one of the games where the line was
Charlotte. You're right. It was Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah. So this could be that same scenario.
But I'm not going to take Orlando under any circumstances. I understand that I love buy low spots. I love backing teams off of bad games, and you guys are getting it here. They're obviously going to be locked in because it's a rivalry. But they've beaten the Heat all three times this year. They're just going to beat them again. Like I just can't. I can't get there. I'm not going to get there. So I'm going to have to leave this game alone. Unfortunately, I'm trying hard to stay away from totals, and I'm not going to, force.
No, don't force
here,
it.
But
don't force it.
This, I would imagine. Again, you have a Heat who have a high pace of play. This total that opened up at 229.5. This was at 229 10 minutes ago. There was just a 2-point move towards the over. And then, so I guess I just got to sit here and do nothing. I don't think this should have opened up at 3. I think this should have done what it was doing, moving to 4, The fact that it's back at 3.5, I'm going to have to stay off of it. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board here. Let's roll. Next spot for us here, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, with the New York Knicks, 27-18, 9-12 on the road. Toronto Raptors, 29-19, 13-10 at home at Scotiabank Arena, Toronto, Ontario. Knicks 5-5 over the past 10, 27th fastest pace, 96.35 possessions a game, 45.9 from the field and 35.6 from three. The Raptors, 24th fastest pace, 97.27 possessions a game, 6-4 over their past 10, shooting 46.7 from the field and 33 from three. Oh, speaking of three, that was a big three by them. Delta Devil!
He's stupid, Jay.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. All right. We have the New York Knicks here.
You're stupid, bro.
God, look, it's cash rules everything around me, dude.
Get the money.
Cream.
Dollar bill, y'all.
All right, we have the Knicks on a 3-game winning streak. That was a nice victory at home over Sacramento last night. Second half of a back-to-back. They beat Sacramento at home, hold them to 87 points, head up north immediately. Your breakdown. Speaking of breakdowns, you guys have been really excelling in some of these breakdowns, man. That breakdown of the Knicks Brooklyn game was incredible. Got us both paid. Now you got hurt with the MPJ.
Man. Oh my God, bro! I'm so mad. He didn't play the whole fourth quarter.
No, yeah.
Like they just shut that shit down. Didn't play the whole fourth quarter at all, man. Which is that's kind of been little sidebar, Jay. That's kind of been like the story of my capping in the NBA this year.
Yeah, I mean, all things come back to the mean or move forward to the mean, regress or progress. And I've been waiting for my overtimes in NHL to progress to the mean. I'm just still losing 78, 80% of them, and it's got to change. I expect it to change. Let's roll here. I know you're going to heat up, man. We watched you almost hit 60% on the season. What did you end up at 58.6? We've seen it. Your body of work, that's what's important. You are what your career says you are. Now, you're also what your season says you are for this season, but that can change as we've seen you succeed. So we believe in you enormously. Raptors on fourth straight wins, all on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to want to back the Raptors after beating the Thunder. But this is a tricky spot for the New York Knicks, man. The Knicks have no Robinson, no Deuce. Hart is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Raptors are playing without Murray Boyles and Pirtle, but they've been playing that way for a while. So let's get this line history up and hand this over to our guy, Derl. We have Toronto -1.5. I mean, again, why did this open up as a pick 'em? Why is this not moving towards the Raptors? I don't understand why it isn't. From a total standpoint, it's opened up at 225. It's now down to 221.5. I mean, it just something's not right, man. When I see these two teams play with the Raptors, with a major rest advantage, Raptors are 13-10 at home against a team that's 9-12 on the road on the second half of back-to-back. Why on earth did this open up at pick 'em? How could this possibly be a 1.5? It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
2 days rest at that.
It makes
got
no
the extra
sense.
rest.
Just none, zero. Take it away, Drew.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I played on this because I'm gonna take the most simplistic view possible, and that is look at Emmanuel Quickly points. I already made this play. And I'll tell you what I made. I should have tweeted this out because it might have changed. IQ over 16.5 points. That's the play here. And the reason why I made that play is because he has hit this number 13 of his last 17 games. And the Knicks actually give up points to guards if you look at them. So IQ is going to be aggressive here. He probably does not like Maxey at all, but Maxey is just a fucking baller. So then, or I'm sorry, not Maxey. I'm thinking of the 76ers. IQ, in my opinion, has a little bit of, what do you call it? I wouldn't say a little bit, a lot of animosity with this squad. Right? There's a lot of movement. He just kind of got caught up in the mix. And so I just think that IQ, when he faces this team, being well rested as he is, he's just going to ball. I do. I really do think that. And so IQ, in my opinion, is the best point prop on the board today, considering that you have a team off a back-to-back. You don't have a couple of those set pieces out there, and you got Toronto who's well rested. Right. So 16.5 points, in my opinion, is a good number for him. I just think he's going to ball, man. He's going to ball. And those points may not come in the first half. He might sit around 6 or 7, maybe even 5 points in the first half. But believe you me, second half, he's going to go off. Give me Emmanuel quickly over 16.5 points. And this here is just more of, a scenario cap. It has nothing to do with the numbers or anything like that. I just think that you can get New York while they're down a little bit. When I say they're down, it's just they're coming off the second of a back-to-back. And a situation where they're a little rested, they're at home, and they could take advantage of them being off of a back-to-back, especially if you don't have Josh Hart out there playing, right? You don't have Mitchell either. He's questionable. He's probably out. So there's some set pieces that are going to be out that are going to make it a little bit easier for IQ to maneuver against this team. And so Manuel quickly, over 16.5 points. I really like that play.
This line's telling me to bet the Knicks. I don't
No, I don't think so. And 2 days rest, yeah, but now Toronto is missing some set pieces, and the Knicks are a damn good team still. Right, you gotta remember that they're a damn good team, and when they have everybody together, they're really good at that too. So, of course, everyone's gonna lean toward Jalen Brunson, but I just don't think this would be considered. Well, no, I would contradict myself if I said that. So never mind. No, I think this line is right. I do. Because I don't think Toronto is really that good, especially when you don't have Pirtle. And then you have CMB that's probably not playing. So I think this line is just right. And I would probably still bet the Knicks.
Yeah, the line makes no to me. Now again, like it everybody can read lines differently and where the cash is. But we're talking about a New York Knicks team that's won barely over 40% of their road games on the second half of a back-to-back with travel against a team that just beat the defending NBA champions, won 4 straight games on the road, is way over 500 at home, and is opened up as a pick'em. If this was 15 years ago, I'd already be on the Raptors, and I would say this line makes no sense.
So put recency bias into it now. Would you play the Raptors?
Well, no, because they're begging me to. They're opening up their arms, saying, "Please come over here and bet the Raptors. Please, we got a deal for you, Jimmy." Fuck that shit. I'm already rich off this Delta Devils cash, man.
This is the same thing we said. This is the same thing It's funny how these scenarios keep repeating themselves because we said the same thing last week. I think that was about Cleveland. I'm with you, Chris Warren. It's a pass for me on this one, but I did stick with IQ. I think he has a great game.
Okay, finally turn this shit off. I'm astonished. I'm getting absolutely destroyed in the middle of the worst month I've ever had in a single sport in my life, and all of the whole bunch of friends tailed me on my first bet of the day in college basketball. I mean, look, thank you for believing in me. I don't know if it's warranted, and I'm just thankful to rock with this group. It means
me too, man. Me too, man. This is definitely a fun group, and honestly, you want me to keep it a bean with you real quick here, Jimmy? I'll be honest with you, bro. I came really close to just texting you and being like, man, I don't know if I can do this. To be honest, and I'm just being honest, man. I'm gonna always keep it real with you. And the reason why is because you've got to figure out where the kinks are in the armor and kind of fix it. So the thing is that just dealing with you and the fellas in this group, man, it's just like, nah, man, keep going. And so therefore you do. So keep going.
It's beautifully put, and we love working with you, and we believe in you enormously. And these guys have our back. These guys, they're gamblers. They understand that it's not all going to be. It's not a fairy tale. That's why I'll never watch Mississippi grind again or talk about it, because they should have lost that last bet. Life doesn't work out that way, and these guys have our back. And they believe in
Absolutely, man.
And so
it's good shit. Good shit. Good shit. I think, Jimmy, the more you talk about it, I think I want to move on the Knicks. What's stopping you? Do you think this line is good? Are you waiting to see if there's any movement in this number?
No, I don't. When a line doesn't make sense, it's still, I feel like it needs to correlate with how I see the game. And so I don't understand how the Knicks, who are below the Raptors in the standings, are winning 40% of their games on the road. Are like the whole thing, it just doesn't make sense to me. Now, if we're talking about something that doesn't make sense and they're a big dog, like, I know when I look at my basketball card, I know whether I'm going to win or lose. And this may sound crazy, but if I'm sitting there with a bunch of -4s to -7s, I'm going to lose. I'm going to have a negative ROI on that card. If when I looked at my card yesterday, TJ, I knew I was going to make money, but when TJ's like, "Are you confident in this card?" I'm like, "No, not at all. I'm not confident on any." I couldn't pick one game and say I'm more confident on this than the other. I know what cards I succeed with. I need things to correlate. If things don't make sense and it's a big dog, I can easily bet them. But here, this just doesn't make sense. I'm not just going to back the Knicks because they're opening up their arms to Raptors money. I'd rather just not bet the game.
Okay.
Because I can live with myself if I don't bet this game and, the Raptors win. I'll be very angry if I bet the Knicks and I'm only doing it because this market doesn't make sense and the Raptors win. I'll be extremely angry.
Fair enough. I got it.
Yeah. I just see. And I don't mean to wax so much. It's just so much fun capping with Darryl. But this is the grimiest sport and college basketball. It's the grimiest sport there is. NBA. There's so much corruption.
Absolutely, bro.
And I like it. I
don't mind. Yeah. I don't mind it either.
I need to sit with these games for a long time. That's why I've only been betting them with you guys. And now I'll add Mondays and Medicaid Mondays. And now I'm starting to roll. So maybe I'll start betting them every day. But I've been hesitant to. I'm not betting the Knicks Raptors game. That shit does not make any sense to me. Let's roll on. Let's roll. 8 p.m. Eastern, Charlotte Hornets 19 and 28.
I see you saturated. I see
15 on the road at the Memphis Grizzlies 18 and 26, 9-13 at home. We're at FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. Charlotte 6-4 over their past 10, 25th fastest pace, 97.25 possessions a game. The clip they played of LaMelo Ball on Medicaid Monday, I can't unsee it. It's going to negatively affect me. 49% from the field and 36.7 from three. The Hornets are playing really good ball. Memphis 3-7 over the last 10, 11th in pace, 100.20 possessions a game over that stanza, 44.2 from the field and 33.7 from three. Let's get into the line history and who is in and who is out for this one. For Charlotte, no Mason Plumlee, of course, so no KJ Simpson. Plumlee does one thing well. He can run the floor, but keep the basketball out of his hands. For the Grizzlies, Pippen out, Ja out, Jerome out, Edey out, Clark out. So Spencer, Coward, Wells, Aldama, Jackson, JJJ, that's your 5 there. And for the Hornets, Ball, Knupel, Miller, Bridges, Diabate. There's your 5 there. From a total standpoint here, we have a 230. This opened up at 232. It dropped down to 230, got back up to 231, back to 230. So we've had a 2-point move towards the under. And then here we go. This is what I want. And on the spread, we have Charlotte -2. Open up at 1, up to 2.5, now at 2. Charlotte Hornets on the road as a favorite. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Now, Charlotte's been pretty good to us. The question is, do you want them as a favorite? Winners of 3 straight games. The last 2 came at home. They beat Orlando. They look at their last 2 road games. They've destroyed Orlando, destroyed Denver. I mean, it's hard to believe in any of those 2 spots. You have the Grizzlies, losers of 3 straight, coming off that loss at Houston, 108 to 99. So there's your situation here for Charlotte and Memphis. Charlotte's on the first of a back-to-back as well. They're at Dallas tomorrow night. Who wants Charlotte as no Plumlee not playing. Hopefully he never plays. I don't mean to be negative. I don't need to see him ever play again. He can run the floor though. Hell of a runner for a big man. We have 56% of tickets, 79% cash on Charlotte. Charlotte opening up at -1.5, getting up to 2.5, sitting at a 2. 79% cash on Charlotte. 93% of tickets on the under, 93% cash on the under. God. I want to fade Charlotte here. I want to back the Grizzlies at home here. Come on, what world do we live in where Charlotte's a favorite? Who cares if they won 3 straight? Let's hear what Darryl has to say about this one. Darryl, take it away.
Hey, man. Say, man. Them sound like hater vibes to you, bro. It sound like you hating on Charlotte right now.
No, they've been good to me. They put money in my pocket.
Okay, I'm just saying, you sound like you hating on them right now.
Well, that video of LaMelo is in my head. I can't get out. Don't like it.
All right, just so you know who they've just played and who they're about to play. They played Philly, and they beat Philly ridiculously. And you see how good Philly has been playing with Joel Embiid finally, getting back to regular form, if you will. They beat Washington Wizards. That's fine. 119 to 115. They beat Orlando 124 to 97. And they beat Denver 110 to 87. Those are some pretty good teams still in comparison to Memphis. So I'm saying all that to say right now, man, looking at how many points Memphis allows, 121.7 points a game in the last 3. Their average for the season is 116.4. And that 121.7 points that they've allowed in the last 3 games took a really big hit because the last game they only allowed 108 points. I'm saying all that to say, give me Charlotte team total over 116. I already played that. I think that's the play. Flat? 116.5. Excuse me.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. I had to double check. I'm looking now. I have 116 flat at -115. So there's 3 guys that you can absolutely pay attention to. Of course, it's Bello, right? I think the last game or the game before, he didn't even start. He came in. He was on the bench. They were managing his minutes. So there's LaMelo you could pay attention to. There's absolutely Knupel you could pay attention to, where they're using the variation of his points or his threes or his points and threes. But Knupel is definitely balling. You can also take Brandon Miller's threes, right? And his points. They're kind of hit or miss, but those are 3 players that that could take off against a bad team. And these teams, both of these teams do not play defense at all, right? So Memphis, nah, man, there's no way in hell you can't tell me that the Hornets that are coming off a 3-game, drive, that they're beating some teams that I believe are better than Memphis. Nah, man, you can't tell me that they're not going to put up 116 points You're expecting them to be completely flat against Memphis if they can't put up 116 points against this team. So if you don't think that Charlotte can't hit 116 points, then you would also think that they wouldn't be able to cover the -2, right? It would be a close game, a game that's not going to. And I don't think that scenario happens, right? I think this game will go well over. But if you're telling me that Charlotte can't put up 116 points against this team in their recent body of work, then okay, I'll live with the results if they don't. But the 116 is what I like the most in this. That's where I'm at.
Why aren't you backing them to win the game?
Because they don't play defense. so yeah, the over makes sense to me then, right?
You haven't tweeted
So
this out or anything. I can get you a 115.5 at the -115.
okay.
Okay, here and like I'm gonna see if Jose can load this up here, and obviously it's in my head, and that shouldn't be. And I got to make sure it's not, and I want everyone to see it. So I sent it to Jose. We'll see if he can load it up for us here. But do you think the Hornets are a happy group right now?
I do, man.
Yeah,
I do. I really do.
and do you know what I do? I fade happiness.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, fair. Okay. So
When I
then,
see somebody happy walking down the street, I think you're not going to be happy tomorrow, asshole.
no. So when were they happy?
Winning these games, and you'll
Okay,
see
well, no.
things
But when specifically were they happy? Were they happy after the Orlando win? Were they happy after the Washington win? Or were they happy after the Philly win? Like, are they just now happy because of those 3 games? Because just
They
to
just
your
won by
logic,
37 points.
okay. So
Okay,
to
here,
your
let's let this. This is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem for everybody. This is going to be a problem for everybody. And I hate to do this to you. And thank you, Jose, for getting ready. This could be a problem. Okay.
Keep being you and ask
Oh,
your
we need
healthcare
time off.
provider
Time
about the
off.
number
Okay.
one prescribed
Time
HIV
off.
treatment,
Let me-
Biktarvy.
Biktarvy is a
There we go. We made it. Okay. It's good. Okay. All right. There we go. Maybe it's a little choppy. Maybe we'll see if we can.
No, I know this clip. Because they basically said that him and Diabate were gay, right?
Well, you can call it what you want to call it.
Hey, man, let these young boys live, man. For real. Come on.
They say that in bathhouses.
Let them live, man. Let them live.
Oh God.
It's so right now. Yeah, that's yeah, man. Yeah.
Fade.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Hey, I can't say that with it. All I'm saying is I think I'm against you, man. I'm gonna go with Charlotte. I'm
Hey,
gonna make that play.
It worked. It worked last time, and that went down to the wire the last time, but it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
I
All
am
right.
making a live play right now. My bookie has Charlotte -2, -110. I'm gonna make that play now.
Michael Fandrew said that's just trying to be different. Yeah, you can call it what you want to call it, Michael. It's just when a team wins by 37 points and feels good about themselves, I fade them. When a team loses by 30 points and is angry, I back them. Look, I'm not asking you to hold my hand and reenact the fucking LaMelo Ball video we just watched. You can disagree with it all you want. You can definitely disagree with everything I say about college basketball, but I don't see other cappers putting up 60% against a spread with 200 bets in NBA. Every bet put out with the line available at that time. You show me, Michael. What do you want, Darryl, with the Hornets?
I took him at -2, -110. I don't know what is Michael talking about?
Oh no, he said it's fine. It's all good. All right, so I'm going to be on the Grizzlies. All right, we have Derl on the Hornets team total over 115.5 minus 115. Hornets minus 2 and minus 110. Let me see if I can get the minus 2 minus 106. I mean, at that point, would you rather have? So I've been doing this for the last 2 weeks or so. It's helped. Maybe 3 weeks now. It's a page out of Bobano's book. Anything under minus 135, I've been taking on the money line. I can get you the Hornets money line at minus 124.
I am going to do that.
I think that makes sense.
I was just looking at that now too.
Hornets minus 124. Hornets team total over 115.5. And I'm going to be on the Memphis Grizzlies this evening. Let's roll on. 8:30 p.m. Eastern. The Minnesota Timberwolves 28-19. 12-11 on the road. Dallas Mavericks 19-27. 14-12 home. We're American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Minnesota 4-6 over their past 10. So on Monday, Medicaid Monday, I was certain. Now, I've been wrong on Timberwolves off of a loss before. Like it's not, but I felt like it was the best bet on the board. I took them first half full game. It felt to me very clean and really easy. And I don't know what to do with Minnesota all the time here. They're on the first half of a back-to-back. They host the Thunder tomorrow night.
So you think this kind of feels like a look-ahead game?
It does, doesn't it? I mean, they got off the schneid. They destroyed the Warriors after getting destroyed by them. I think, personally, that's about as easy as gambling gets. But it's never easy, and you can, I don't mean to. But that one just, they got destroyed by the Warriors. They were going to punch back. Here, they're going to face a Mavericks team that just had their winning streak snapped. They were playing their best ball of the year. And it's very tricky when you have the defending champions sitting there waiting for you. It's not also Dallas is the first of a back-to-back. They host Charlotte. So this is a tricky situation. Let's get into the line history here for this one. We have a Dallas plus 8. They opened up at 7, dropped down to 6.5. Now we're at 8. And then from a total standpoint here, we have a 228.5. This opened up at 232. It got down all the way to 227.5, 228.5. So we have a 3.5 point move towards the under. And we get into the cash flow here. We have 57%, 54 now percent of tickets, 74% of cash on Minnesota, 89% of tickets, 94% cash on the under. I'm not running to fade Minnesota here. I'm just trying to kind of put it all together. They don't appeal to me. Let me leave it at that. Okay, how about that? There's no way I'm going to be on the Timberwolves. This is Mavericks or pass, and I'm very comfortable passing. Let's hear from Darryl. Take it away. American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Oh, by the way, 48% from the field, 37.5 from 3 Dallas shooting. And they're both playing at a very fast pace. 4th fastest for Dallas and 5th fastest for Minnesota. But look at Minnesota. Minnesota had to stop a real legit losing streak despite shooting 48.6 from the field and 42.3 over the last 10 games. When you see teams not winning basketball games when they're shooting really well, you have to say, well, what's wrong with them? Take it away for us, Derl. Timberwolves Mavericks.
Yeah, man. Is AD playing today? Yeah.
Oh,
I stepped on Minnesota already. So we're against each other here too. I got Minnesota at minus 6.5.
Yeah, AD's not playing again.
Yeah. Not 80. Ant-Man. Did I say 80?
Yeah. Ant-Man
AE. He's in, right? So that line's at what? 8.5 now? Is it 8?
8.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, guys. 80 is I meant AE. There is no way in hell Minnesota don't blow these boys out the water. That's just my opinion. Now, I'm giving this play just based upon what I've seen and what I think Minnesota can potentially do. And Minnesota is outright the better team. Just the better team in this situation here. Here's a hot take. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas doesn't even hit 100 points. That's where I'm at with this game. So I say all that to say, give me Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
Wow. Let me hit the
Hey, listen, I snuck that in. Jose wasn't ready for that.
You ready for this? You ready for this? Here's my analysis. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit. So yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
So
yeah, too many injuries. And
yeah, because it looks like Clay and Cooper Flag. We don't know about Cooper Flag because it's first of a back-to-back, but Clay we expect to be out. He's a late addition with knee soreness. And Ant is not on the injury report, good to go.
Yeah. I got the line at 6.5. I stepped on this early, right? And again, this is just from what I've seen and shit that I try to put together. And maybe it's me just kind of thinking things too much. But I'll try to make this as short as possible here with what I feel about Minnesota. Minnesota has been in the limelight with everything that's going on politically, right? So now you get these beat reporters that go into each of the locker rooms after games and they ask them these questions about what's going on in Minnesota, shit like that. They asked Ant Edwards off their last win of what he felt, and he gave such this subpar answer, right? Shit was just, all right, it was basically what your PR would tell you to say to make you avoid any trouble or aligning yourself with either side of how they feel about what's going on in Minnesota. Now, Anthony Edwards has always been passive in those regards, right? But Anthony Edwards was also the person that they wanted to knock on his door and say, hey, we want to make you the face of the league. What did Anthony say? He didn't want to be the face of the league. All he wanted to go out there and do was hoop, right? And so I think when you have so much noise that goes on away from the game, people who don't want to be a part of that noise really just tend to lock in and play the game, right? Let their game speak for themselves. And I feel that this is one of those games that Anthony Edwards would do it in. A game like this to where you have a depleted Dallas team, right? And then you have a team in Minnesota that can lock down and play some really good defense. There's a reason why they paid Jaden McDaniels money. You still got Rudy Gobert that can be a rim protector, right? You still got a grimy Dante DiVincenzo. Julius Randle can play when he wants to play. And they even asked Julius, and you saw Julius kind of take a side, to a certain degree. So all I'm saying is that this is one of those games, in my opinion, where you see people who really want to hoop and not deal with the outside noise, get down and hoop. That's what they do. And I just think this is a spot to where Anthony Edwards can do that. And so when I look at when he's balling and when you got these glue guys like Naz Reid, Dante, these guys coming in and playing good ball, like when they locked in, man, they can lock in and play. And so I think they take care of business tonight in the same way where Brooklyn got their ass beat, to where a lot of these players have some, extra time on the bench because they don't have to play as many minutes and they just worry about the game tomorrow. I don't think this is a look ahead game. I think this is a get right game for everybody, specifically for Ant. So that's a long way of saying, I had to say that, Jay. But yeah, this is how I capped that game.
I respect it. And now it wasn't put out on X, unfortunately. You got 6.5?
I got 6.5, absolutely. And it was not put up on X. I'll take the 8.
I can give you better. I mean, 6.5 minus 129, 7 minus 120. 7.5 minus 110.
Where's the number now?
That's it. Oh, it depends. Like for a flat, it's basically like a minus 7.75.
Okay, so let's do the 7.5.
So I don't know if Cooper Flag is going to be in at
That's,
all.
bro.
I don't know if. What? Okay, thank you, sweetheart. I'm working right now. Please, I love you. Sorry, kids are home from school. Nice, Terrence. I'm glad, man. I've been terrible, so thank you for believing in me in that spot. I'm interested in being on the other side of this, but
You better then you better wait for the Cooper Flag news.
yes, exactly. And if Cooper Flag's out, I'm fine with that as well. I just want the better line. So
If I'll even up this, I'll absolutely add this as a play. I'll wait on the Cooper Flag news. But if that number goes up, I don't care. I'm gonna smash Minnesota first half also.
okay. I get it. I completely get it. I think that the I think that playing the Thunder is an issue personally.
I get it.
And let me just go over that spot. I mean, it's so at this point, let me just take one quick look at something and then we can that's going to be the game of the night tomorrow night. That's an all eyes on this. Is a prime video game. I don't know if that's good or not.
Yeah, but here's another thing you got to pay attention to. You definitely want to pay attention to the injury report for that game also. Because OKC has a lot of people out. A lot of people out on defense. That helps them defensively. It's the reason why these guys are losing these games, right? So it's still OKC, but it's not from a competitive standpoint. You want OKC at 100%, and they're not right now. So I just think it's not that a lot of people are putting emphasis on that game, but me personally, I don't think that the players are looking at that game as serious because they know that OKC right now has a lot of flaws and a lot of kinks in their armor.
Okay, lots to think about here. Let me just write this down. So we'll see. I'm going to see what this closing line's at. I completely respect and understand your breakdown. So we'll see how this all bangs out. We got 2 games left on the card. Let's roll into our next spot, Darryl, my man. Golden State Warriors 26-22, 9-15 on the road. At the Utah Jazz 15-31, 10-14 at home. We're at Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Warriors 6-4 over their past 10, 6th fastest pace in the NBA, 102.30 possessions a game. Jazz playing fast too. 3rd fastest pace in the NBA, 103.10 possessions a game. Both teams shooting 48.2 from the field. Warriors shooting 37.2 from 3. Utah shooting just 34 from 3. So this is the second time in a row that I've lost a Jazz bet where they dominate the first quarter, cover the first half, and then lose badly. And I can't let it happen again. So I got burned.
You said Golden State? Well, I mean, consider the situations. You were betting.
Jazz, though. Sorry, Jazz.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jazz. I thought you said Golden State.
It's just
okay.
Second time in a row it's happened, and like I just, it's so frustrating. I was lucky, very lucky. Like this was dumb. I never bet live that late, and I bet live on the plus 13.5, and I was very fortunate to get it. I didn't deserve it, so that took a little bit of the anger away. But I'm not going to do that again. The Jazz are just letting go after halftime for whatever reason. We have them on the second half of a back-to-back. It is at home, losing 115-103 last night, where they looked so good early, dealing with a lot of injuries right now. For tonight's game, they actually are pretty healthy. It looks like Nurkic might even play. And I'm surprised Markkanen's going back-to-back. Steph is probable. So is Gary Payton Jr. So it's Curry, Podziemski, Moody, Green, Horford is your starting 5. The Jazz here have been playing at home, and it doesn't end. So this is game 5 of a 6-game homestand. Even though it's second half of back-to-back, historically, this is a pretty – not historically. Game 5 of 6-game homestands are very good here. Now, when you have them on the second half back-to-back, it does change things here. It does change things. So it does change how nice this game 5 of a 6-game stand is. Let's take a look at the line history and then hand this over to Derl. We'll start with the total. This total is at 239.5. Very high total. Opened up at 240.5. Got 241.5. Dropped 239. Oh, it just moved. Moved 11 minutes ago. Back to 240.5. So we're right back from where we started. No movement on the total. And then on the point spread here, we have Utah plus 8.5. Opened up 9.5. Got up to 10. Now we're at 8.5. Huh. God, I'm just in my head because of what happened last night. 75% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on Golden State. You know, here, like, look at Circus. Circus got 75% of the tickets, 92% cash on Golden State. They 9.5 up to 10, and now they're down to a 9. This was a 10.5 at one point. This makes me want to back the Jazz, and then I would think I should back the Jazz early. Godfather got the Jazz plus 9.5. I think that's a good number. The Jazz make me sick. Absolutely sick, but you have 92% of the cash on the Warriors. I don't like it. Take it away for us here, Darryl. Warriors, Jazz.
Yeah, man. This is another one where I just this is more of just blindly taking the shit. Just take the over. I took the 239.5. Probably, what you said was 237, 236 now?
No, it moved right back to 240.5.
Okay. I got it at 239.5. I'm looking at something now. Utah Jazz last in the league with points allowed. Last in the league. Season average is 127.5. Last 3, 129.5. And it doesn't, even when they're at home, they allow more points at home than when they're away. 130. So to me, 239.5 is where I got it. I would take the 240 because you don't have the best defense in Golden State. So I mean, Golden State is not too far off of that. I mean, I'm looking at their numbers now, man, and they sit like on the bottom half of the league also. 113.4, but they allow. So I just think it's going to be a track meet. And I wouldn't be surprised if Steph Curry's threes were juiced.
This total is skyrocketing right now.
Yeah, I got it at 239.5. I would take the 240, but yeah, what's Steph Curry's threes at? Let me look at that. He's got to be, if he is juiced to the over and that those threes are 4.5, that's going to tell you all you need to know.
Let's grab this.
I'm looking right now.
Oops, sorry. We have sorry, it's not available at
minus 143, bro.
And what is that number over what?
At 4.5 threes. And just looking at his recent body of work, he only made 3 against Minnie. He made 8 against Dallas. He made 2 against Toronto, 5 against the Heat, and 2 against Charlotte. And you're juicing that to 4.5. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a track meet. This is absolutely gonna be a track meet. And I already stepped over the 239. You said it's at 240.5.
No, it's climbing. There are some 240s, 240.5s, but there's sharp books moving this 241.5 as we speak.
I've got it at 239.5. I already stepped on that.
Huh. God, I'm interested in the Jazz first half again. Maybe it's better to have the Jazz first quarter. I'll have to think about this. I can't keep backing them full game. All right, let's roll on to our final spot on the board. We have Darryl on the over in Warriors Jazz. Last spot on the board, a big one. 9:30 p.m. Eastern. San Antonio Spurs, Houston Rockets, a divisional battle here. Schoen is questionable, but everybody good to go other than that for the Spurs. Adams out. Everybody else good to go for the Rockets. All hands on deck spot here. We have both teams 6-4 over the past 10. The Spurs playing 16th fastest pace, 98.5 possessions game over that 10 games. Houston playing at 26th fastest pace, 96.54 possessions a game. Spurs 45% from the field and 33.2 from three. Both teams playing poorly. We've been watching LJ cash with these unders in the Rockets games. 45.5 from the field and 32.9 from three. Let's get into the line history here. We have Houston minus 2.5. Opened up at 3, got up to 3.5, now down to 2.5. So we got a half-point move towards the Spurs. From a total side of things, we're dealing with a 220. Opened up at 218.5, got up to 221, now back down to 220. And then we get to the cash flow. We have 73% of tickets and 82% of the cash on the Rockets. Wow. The point away from them. A lot of money on the Rockets. 66 and 91 on the under. I'm surprised by how much money is on the Rockets here. Both teams playing middling over the last little while. So we have the Rockets back-to-back wins. They beat Detroit in Detroit 111-104. That garnered a lot of respect from us. And then they, took out Memphis in underwhelming fashion, 108-99. For the Spurs, they're coming off that home loss to the Pelicans. They have a day of rest advantage here, and I imagine that day of rest, will come in handy. We also have Houston on the first half of a back-to-back. They take off to Atlanta right after this game. Not a very good spot, you would think here. Yeah, TJ, it's wild that they are. But and then when we get to head-to-head meetings, we're tied at 1. They face each other again on March 8th, but we have the Spurs winning game 1, Rockets winning game 2 in Houston, 111-106. What a fascinating spot. Take it away for us here, Darryl. Last game on today's show, Spurs Rockets.
Yeah, don't have a play here. I'm not going to move on this game at all. It's two even teams, if you ask me. Battle of Texas, I guess. But I've played props in the past, and those are kind of up and down. Whether it's Stephon Castle or Dylan Harper before he was injured earlier in the season. Now, going to Victor Wembanyama. And then at the same token, I played Sengun and his double doubles. So personally, I've kind of steered away from these two teams. I like them both. I like both these squads. And Durant looks like his old self, if you will, man. He looks good. So not a solid play at all on this game here. I might get somewhere with it because I do want to have some type of action in this game. I think it's going to be a competitive game. But I don't have anything as of now.
I am going to be on the Spurs because
that's where I've leaned. I've leaned that way.
I agree with you completely. This is a very even game. So what are my advantages? I have the Spurs coming off an egregious loss because they were looking ahead here, and I have Houston on the first half of back-to-back with travel that they need to worry about. And those two advantages, add the points on top. And I bet. And the public on Houston. So four spots here. So my cards coming together. It took a while.
I might get there with you. The Sengun double-double is probably definitely in the works.
And that's what Benny looking at.
Yeah, and then most likely going to San Antonio. I think that's
all right. My card has come together. Great work, Derl. Great work, everybody in the chat. Let's do a review of action here. We have Derl on the Lakers first quarter money line in the first quarter over 61. I'm going to sit with the LeBron stuff, but I don't need to get involved. I don't know if I will. We have Derl on Giddy triple double plus 1,050. Bulls team total over 118.5 and Kobe White team total Kobe White over 20.5 points. And I have some interest in the Pacers. I'm very comfortable just leaving that as some interest. Hawks, Celtics, I'm going to be on the Hawks. Magic, Heat, we stayed off. Derl is on Emmanuel quickly over 16.5 points. Derl's on the Hornets, team total over 115.5, and the Hornets. I'm going to be on the Grizzlies. Derl's on the Timberwolves. I want to wait and see if Cooper Flag's in or not.
Don't matter.
I'm very interested in the Mavericks. I'm interested in the Jazz first half. Derl's on the over 239.5 and Warriors, Jazz, and I close my card up with the San Antonio Spurs. Do follow our guy Derl on X. Support our guy Derl, and I will keep an eye, Derl, on your action. So if you add anything here, it will be a part of record keeping and all that stuff. So feel free to add away. I'll pop Darryl's X handle here in the chat. And Darryl, I love tapping with you. Thank you for making time for us. Please support our guy Darryl Rice. And we have a question from our guy Jay Peasy for you, Darryl. He says,
"What up, Peasy?"
He says, "Darryl, are you coming to Pub 5?"
Yes.
Love it, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. God, I need it, man. I need it.
Yeah, man. I will. We'll be live and direct. Live and direct. So yeah.
I love it. There. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help set everything up, and please, anything we can possibly do to make it smooth for you. And yes, anybody thinking about rocking with us, remember, don't get a hotel. Get an Airbnb close to the bar. Cheaper, better, just everything better. So Airbnb close to the bar, you get it for like $100. Nasty Nate, thank you for believing, man. It means a ton. Darryl, thank you, my man.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
Any last words for the Cappers supporting?
Yeah, man.
My friend.
Let's just keep on grinding. That's all you got to do is keep on grinding, man. So we will see how the day goes, man. Best of luck to everybody on your plays, man. I hope you do cash them, and we'll see you next week.
There's our guy Darryl Rice in the house. Jose, my friend, let's put a bow on proceedings. I wish I could just shut down. I wish I hadn't made all those bets. I wish I just take that Delta Devils cash winning day, move on to tomorrow. I tell you, I don't think I want to add anything now, but I am going to go over all the action from the Cappers in the chat because we had a lot of action there. But it should have just been on them full game because I had no sweater. That became a tiny bit of a sweat late. They're down 4 right now as 21.5-point dogs. I think one thing to keep in mind for the Cap here was the 9 days off. When you're a terrible basketball team and things aren't going well, and now they're down by a point, and you have a coach, and Greg Ivory is a tough guy. But I don't know enough about his character really to say anything about it, but he needed those days of practice. You get 9 days to refresh and reset. I'm going to try and keep an eye out for it as well. Truth Teller, Man City up 2-0. Yes, JPZ, the 25th to the 30th. Wednesday the 25th to Monday the 30th. And because we got the comedy show on the Sunday night, got the poker tournament on the Friday night, we'll probably have final table ending on Saturday. We're not going to bring in dealers. We're going to do it ourselves. So we'll figure all of that out here. But yes, join us for that. Jose, my friend, let's do a quick review of all action. One thing that we need to touch on here is our guy, and we did talk about it a little bit, but our guy Matty Ice, sweet taint play of the day. And here it is right here.
And by the way, I think you need to advertise that better, Jimmy. We have topless dealers at the poker table.
Oh God, don't ruin this, man. Let's just we want everybody to come. We want everybody to be a part of this. Where the hell do I can't find taint all of a sudden? I know I have it here. What the? Come on.
I don't have it either.
No, I know I have it here. I'll find it. God, what the hell did I do with taint? Anybody have taint? Give me taint. What the hell did I do with it? Okay, I don't. I know I had it. We talked about it. I copied and pasted it. Let's review all action here on the show. Stacks play today number 1. Oh, look at that! I should have talked about it off the hop. Stacks play today number 2 is the San Antonio Spurs +3 at -110. I love it. I'm right there with you. I'm going to join you. Spurs +3 -110 and Butler +12.5 is Stacks play of the day.
Stacks.
Thank you. We also have Justin Kevin telling you Taint was Wisconsin. I know I have it here somewhere. Wisconsin team. I know it'll be tied to one of these games that I can't find right now for some reason. Wisconsin team total over. That's not all. Wine Time Sports also on Wisconsin. Nice, Ram. I'm very happy, man. Nice to both get it there. We have Wine Time on Wisconsin, and we have Taint play of the day. Wisconsin team total over. Saturated says, how much to get you and Jimmy AI into that LaMelo video? It's impossible. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Goracle on California. So is Rob Free, which makes me very uncomfortable. I'm on the other side there. God, can I just please pull this out of the fire? Respect play today. Houston -7.5. Dougie Wise, free bands, Lakers +3.5. 9 legacy flank stake play today. Indiana Pacers money line. I'm interested in joining him. He's also on Lakers, Grizzlies, Tennessee, Florida State. Chappie Funk gonna vinyl DJ set for us. Chappie Funk at Pubapalooza.
TJ, by the way, PO the play of the day. Holy Cross first half +6.5. I'm guessing that's what HC stands for.
Yes, no, you've got it. And Chris Warren here on Texas. Let me get these copied and pasted. Thank you for sharing. I'll join. What do I have to lose? Oh, I know. You don't need to say it. All right. Wine time on Iowa, Wisconsin, and UCLA. I'm going to go over all these spots that you guys are on and see if anything can correlate and I can move with it. Spooner on Tennessee, Oakland, Southern Illinois, Xavier, Belmont, New Mexico State, TCU, Seattle U, and UCLA. And we have ECU. It's ECU, right? Not ESU. ECU is playing Rice. Godfather and ECU. Then in the National Hockey League, we left that Rangers Islanders game alone. AM's on the under 6.5 from Flyers Columbus. I'm on the Jackets. Wow. Mississippi Valley State has the lead. Wow. Let's just go over and I just want to see if it's still moved. Come on, tell me it's come back to Jackets, but I don't know. -120, a tiny bit. Then we have AM on the over 6.5 in Colorado, Ottawa, and we have Millsy. Millsy gave us the video. He is on Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon right now, and that is Nathan McKinnon. It depends. It's another one of those tricky spots because they're juicing the 3.5 at -160 for shots. I'll have to see if we can turn that into a 4.5. Would be easier to do that, and we can. I guess we can because the over. Oh no, that's exact, isn't it? Okay, I'll figure out how to do that and get that here for us. Then let's keep rolling here. I'm going to move on the Avs and the team total over. I have to fade Reimer. I just have to do it. If he's going to make it look like it's very easy to play in the National Hockey League, well, then I will bet against you, and you can prove that here. You can prove that. TJ. Did I say TCU? Let me put Spooner's action in the chat one more time for you, everybody. So, sorry. Spooner's card is, yes, TCU +8.5. This is Spooner's card, and I will spend time on those games as well. Oh, sorry. It's UCLA is the one. It's -4.5. Is that last one? Oh, here, I can do that. Here, let's go this one. It's 4.5. All right, there we go. Excuse me. Okay, so that's NHL. And then in college basketball, I'd like to make some additions myself, but we have Carr over 17.5 points for Dabby Cab and Baylor +4. So that's Cabby's action. Then he's on Tennessee first half +0.5. Justin McKelvey on Georgia over 80.5 team total and on Georgia -1.5. And Matty Ice on Georgia team total over as well. I'm interested in backing Tennessee. I think it's a fishy line, and I want to get involved. And I see Spooner on it as well. So But we do have Robert Cherry on Georgia money line. The rest of my college basketball action here, again, it's been a horrific month. But we've cashed Mississippi Valley State. I'm on Southern Illinois Salukis. I'm on Lafayette. So Southern Illinois money line, Lafayette -3, St. Bonaventure +4, Florida State -3.5, Boston +2, Bellarmine -5, Queens double result, Queens -5.5, Eastern Kentucky +1.5, UTEP -2.5. And I'm interested in making more moves. The Rebenga spots, the 5 Rebenga spots, Lafayette, Boston, Bellarmine, Eastern Kentucky, and UTEP. And I'll be focusing on that as we move forward, especially if it's successful. And then we just reviewed NBA. That is our show for today. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We're not going to do our regular outro, Jose. Please reach out to our friend LJ. He was in a car accident today, and he's stable, but it's a serious situation at the hospital. So we're going to close with the LJ outro. If we could send all the love possible to Nadia, his wife, and to LJ. I'm sure she's going to be by his side all the time. But send however you can, if you have his phone number or if it's through X, please send LJ and let him know that you're thinking about him and that we're sending love to him. And however you handle it, whether it's prayer or whatever it is that you do, please do it now for our friend LJ, whom we love so dearly. So our thoughts are with LJ from H-Town. Jose, can you please, Jose, thank you for all your hard work. And can you please let LJ take us home?
From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair.
Yo. Pub Sports Radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H. I stack green like Boston, shout out to Nasty Nate. From down south, where we ride on slab. 420 highway smoking with that boy Dabby Cab. Fly out to Denver for the Nugget fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Crockett. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Conor Mack. Call up Dutch boy, cause you know we stay fresh. What's the strain of the day, homie? Watch the daily sesh. Roll up a paper plane, light up a sparkly. If I need a strikeout prop, we gon' holler at Sharpie. Cross over to the West Coast and holler at fam. If we talking NBA, I got to hit, try wham. Always tapping in, money's what we trust. If I need a team total, gotta hit nut plus, cause I'm fishing for bait. Smoking straight to the chest. Gotta fly out to the beta, homie, moose money bets. From bookies to west, cash and checks what we do. Cause I'm who banging with balls and the OG Ragu. If we need it under, I gotta hit Noli Knowles. If I ladder my prop, I gotta holler Big Show. Now we back to the East Coast for Nicky Fish tanks. We watching UFC, keeping money in the bank. Die Hard and Danny Betts and the whole damn crew. Nick's the only guy I know can drink a brew by his shoe, but hey, that's what he do. It is what it is. I can't forget that Jersey boy, that homie Billy Briz. If I need an ice pick, I go to Ontario, holler my ice guy, Ian Babano. And if I need some advice in trying to cash, tune into Peter Loshak and Jimmy the Bad. And hit that like button, make sure that you smash it. The famous words of razor sharp picks, cash shit. I'm on my poker shit, stacking my chips. If we ever lose a bet, man, we never gon' trip. Cause I'm Mike Knight M, pimp slap player of the day. Ron Crawford spreadsheet, what more can you say? It's how we stay paid each and every day. Can't forget about the producer, say hey Jose. Tell your mother, your father, your son, and your daughter, cause nothing's going down without the Don Jeff Slaughter. All you low baggers, hold it down in the chat. If you missed all that, the remix will be back. Yeah.